not ready to go yet, okay? I'm not ready. You gotta wait. I got shit to do. I'm in the middle of something, all right? Just hold on.
Watch your mouth or don't come in here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, people, come on, we're adults here. You know what? What is the point?
Yeah, we're adults here. I got a fucking Burger King fucking thing on my head. We're all fucking adults here, guys. People, in my chat, 2 words. What are they? 2 words. Let me see the chat flood. Let me see the chat flood. 2 words. Okay, next caller. Please. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, which translate in American to dick and balls.
I got flip-flops. These are my flip-flops. Yeah, I really like my flip-flops because I can put them on. Because look, watch me put them on. I can put them on all by myself. Watch me put them on. Look, are you watching? Look, these are my flip-flops.
Thanksgiving Day. I remember it clearly. It was Thanksgiving Day. I was inserting myself in somebody else's fucking business as a cash grab, and you know.
This channel is harsh reality.
Karen Yak se jodió la sucia vida. Amen.
This is Jonathan Lee Riches. I have cheeseburgers. I'm gonna put cheese on them. I'm gonna make sure that I have my hamburgers because I'm a big boy now and I can make the hamburgers. My mom lets me use the stove now.
And I'm just like, wow, I like receipts, and they brought receipts. Like they had evidence to back up everything they said. And I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be another side to this, right? Like this can't. No, this is too fantastic.
Yeah, because you're not going to just jump to the conclusion that there's a conspiracy amongst cops to cover up a murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, cops and just like soccer moms and shit. Like that's what made it even crazier. Like,
yeah, get it, Betty. Yeah,
did you have a close relationship with your mom?
Get it, Betty.
Oh, of course, I still do.
Yeah.
My older sister was kind of sad. She was more of the prissy girl. Like
that is the best shit fucking
shopping for the dresses with mommy. I was the, tomboy that liked playing with the kids.
Shout out to Cherry for just being easily the most faithful and loyal supporter that I've ever had, man. That someone could have that tenacity with loyalty. And I'm really blessed to have someone like Cherry be part of this channel and in my life. So it means a lot. And yes, I named him after Mr. T and Rocky. Say, woman. Say, woman. Say, woman. Said your old man ain't got no heart. Why don't you come down to my apartment tonight and I'll show you a real man. Oh my God, I'm so in love with this little dude. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I love you guys very, 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 very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends. Oh, say bye. Say bye. Oh, I love you too. Give me a kiss. Oh, I love you. Bye, guys. Woo! Good evening, my friends. It's good to see you guys. Happy Friday evening. Man, yeah, last night was super fun, wasn't it? Thanks. Real quick, want to give a quick shout out to my boys Hannibal and Monty for joining me and talking about the Turtle Boy case. And I'm really grateful to them for that, and I'm really grateful to all you guys who joined and hung out and supported and subbed up to Monty's new art channel. It really means a lot. So tonight there's just a few things, like we're going to talk about some stuff that's been going on Twitter, which is pretty funny. When I think about it, I laugh. And then we're going to go over a couple of we're going to go over I know a lot of people have already seen it, but I've only seen clips. I reposted some clips of this, but we're going to just watch it. We're going to watch Adam Lally get barbecued on the fucking stand. Now, the problem with this is, folks, full disclosure, I don't know anything about the case that he had to testify at. I don't know anything about it. And I know that there's something going on with the phone records. I'm already confused about it. And sorry, give me a second. Oh my God. I can't believe that's still happening. Like, I can't believe that's even still happening. Sorry, dude. The fact that the words John Barron are still being typed in Twitter or anywhere is so satisfying to me. It really is. You would think that I'm John Barron. I'm not, though. Dude, whoever the fuck this John Barron person is fucking is laughing their fucking ass off, dude. Like they've managed to troll. Like they're a troll, and they managed to troll those people who are fucking scrambling to find out who it is. It's fantastic. I love it. Sarah, be creative. Thank you so much. Garlic butter pre-roll being sent to you. Don't play the super crap chat shit. Well, Sarah, be creative. I don't know what the garlic butter pre-roll. Oh, okay. Like, okay, I got you. Yeah. But the thing is nobody tells DJ Request what to play.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
That one was actually like even more satisfying than most of the ones that I've played recently. Like that one was like Jesus, man. What? I'm not even gonna highlight that comment. Jesus fucking Christ, lady. But thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. It's exactly better when I'm told not to play it. It's exactly better. Like, listen, how the fuck do y'all not know my twisted sense of humor by now? Like, how do you, that's not even here. I'll give you guys an example. Since we're going to Twitter anyway. Oh, wait. Let's see. Dina says touchdown in Tennessee. Today, Will had a cocktail in your honor. Right on. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you, Dina. So yeah, this happened. Hold on. Let me go to the notifications. People, man, like the antis are getting really upset, and they're melting down and shit, you know, like, and it's really fun. And now I'm just looking at Twitter like it's just fucking like I'm just looking at Twitter like it's just, you know, I love and I'm testing the waters a little bit too. Because like, make no mistake, the reason why I'm covering the Turtle Boy case, it's not because, you know, or at least not just because we're friends, not because I know what's happening to him is wrong. It's not just because of that. It is, make no mistake, a free speech issue. And I am technically right now, and all of you who are speaking up about it in your social medias are free speech advocates. Everybody here is. And so this is what I'm most passionate about right now. And I'm really testing the waters a little bit because Twitter is crazy. Like, Twitter is wild. We were talking about that last night, and the stuff that you can say is insane. Like, you can straight up promote hate fueled racism. You could straight up do that. Like, it's crazy. I've seen it 100 times. And the amount of people who are just like promoting it and commenting in these things, you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's alarming to see how many people feel this way. It's alarming. And so, and a lot of people will post something just for engagement, right? It's like clickbait bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, they'll post a picture of, you know, like one recent thing that someone did was they posted a video of J-Lo dancing, and she's 55, and they're like, tell me what you think. Should she be dressed like this at 55? And like a couple of people were like, well, yeah, bro, because she's fucking hot. What's the problem? You know what I mean? But they're designed to trigger you to respond so that they get engagement. These posts are designed to elicit some sort of to provoke you so that you go to the comment section and go, wait a minute, I got thoughts on this. You know what I mean? So like, one person, they posted this thing, and I was just in a mood. and I posted this. They posted this thing that says, you get 1 hour with your 18-year-old self. What do you say? It's designed to make you think so deeply, like, oh my gosh, what I would tell my 18-year-old self to go to college. And, you know, I would tell my 18-year-old self to save money and be more conscious with their money and blah, 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 right? This is what this is designed to do. So fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you the engagement, but it's going to be on my terms. And so I wrote, so it says you get 1 hour with your 18-year-old son, with your 18-year-old self. What do you say? Now, that's a stupid question because it's just like, what does she expect everyone to fill out an hour's worth of dialogue in the fucking comment section? What do you say? So what I said was, you're legal now since you're 18. Let's get those pants off. And it's so, see, now you guys get me. Like, that's not edgy at all if I say this on my channel, but on Twitter, where there's just a bunch of fucking jackasses who have nothing better to do, you know, like, they're like, like, look at, a lot of people got it. Like, the bottom line is it's a joke in some of the poorest taste, sure, but it's a joke nonetheless. And I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like where I'm less likely to start to type something and then go, I better not do that, and then just start hitting the fucking backwards thing. You know, I'm less likely to do that than go, you know what? Fuck it. Let's see what happens. I feel almost hypocritical. Because the bottom line is I know myself. I know what my boundaries are as far as the things that I care about, and the things that I'm passionate about, things that piss me off. You know what I mean? But the thing is I make this joke and it's really not that bad. It's like, when you think about it, it's really not that bad. It's just like, okay. And that's all it was really meant to do. So let's take a look at some of the comments, because some people got it and understood it was just a stupid joke. Look at this. Gross. So what you're saying is that you've been eyeing and attracted to minors? And I love this because, like, I flipped the script on this and more dialogue got engaged. And then this guy's like, that's not even close to what he said. It's weird, but not that. So these people completely they have at least not the kind of sense of humor that's gonna entertain something like that. But that's totally my kind of humor. It's absolutely like, you should hear the shit that I say to Cherry, because Cherry's a liberal, you know, and the shit that I say to Cherry when we're talking about shit just to fucking entertain myself, because I know it's gonna bother her, because she's of this fucking insane generation, and she understands my humor, so it doesn't really bother her. More what happens is that she laughs about it and then tries to convince herself, sort of, that she should get mad about it, and that she's mad at me for making her laugh at something that should not have been funny to her, but fucking was, because the shit is funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, absurd fucking jokes. Like, don't ask such a stupid fucking question. You know what I mean? You have 1 hour with your 18-year-old self. What do you tell them? Dude, bro, really? You're going to put this shit on the internet? And, like, you know what I mean? What kind of people are fucking engaging in these things? So, you know what I mean? But look at how upset people got over it. Look, I think it's worse how he outed himself as a raging narcissist and wants to fuck himself literally. Oh my God, dude. I love it. And then, you know, here's the Jay and Silent Bob. That was a given. Somebody was going to do that. Laughing my ass off. How does this not have more likes? Wow, that's weird. Ayo. This dude, whoever this Robert Edgman person is, says, LOL, say this out loud. If I had a clone, such a beautiful clone with a Y chromosome instead of X, if I was alone with my beautiful clone, we would both think of nothing but sex. All right, my man. And then this person says the LGBTQ homo. What does that even mean? Wow. The self-pleasure paradox. If jerking off isn't considered gay, would having sex with yourself be considered any different? See, I like that I provoked productive thought. Now, just a second. I'm gonna have to take that back. Not productive thought. No, this is not productive. This serves nobody any good. Okay? This doesn't do anything except make people laugh. That's the only purpose this is designed to do. is to have someone like the only purpose for his comment here was to make people in the comment section laugh. And that's really all that threads in social media, in my opinion, should fucking be. In my opinion, threads on social media should not be taken so fucking seriously. People getting angry at each other in comment threads over someone's words, I'm like, bro, like, I would do this. Like, I remember I would argue with people about the Chris Watts case before he pled guilty, right? I would have all these arguments, basically having the same argument that I did for Karen Reed. Because remember, when he didn't plead guilty, they held that investigation very close to the chest. We didn't have any information yet. That discovery was not released until after he pled guilty. But before Chris Watts pled guilty, all there was with this fucking lazily ass written arrest affidavit. It was like a little short paragraph. And that's all there was. So people would be like, oh my God, look at him. He's totally guilty. And I'd be like, what do you mean? Because the fact of the matter is, here's a very unpopular opinion, but Shanann Watts, okay? Shanann Watts in the videos that you see, the ones that are very public, the ones that she most of the time recorded and posted, she looks kind of annoyed with Chris Watts. And he seems like the really sweet, kind, passive dad, you know? And she seems like just annoyed with his presence at times, right? So I'm looking at the evidence that is made available to us, and I'm going, I'm not seeing this guy strangling his wife and kids, dude. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm saying I'm not seeing it. And then he pled guilty, changed everything. I was like, well, there's that. Then that discovery came out, and I was like, yeah, there's this. Yeah, this is, this looks real bad. So, but before he pled guilty, nobody had anything to base on that he did this. I mean, he did it, but did it in a different way that he told the police. There was no reason to not believe that yet. Because again, innocent until proven guilty, whether you like it or not, whether it's a fucking case where everything makes it so obvious that the person's innocent, but you don't get to sit here and go free Karen Reed this whole time and then be like, Chris Watts was fucking guilty because he looked guilty to me. Before the fucking, I mean, because his story was he caught Shanann strangling one of the kids. One of the other kids was done. He got to her too late and strangled her out of rage, but couldn't save the two kids. Right? Now that sounds like bullshit because she was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's that paternal, then he wouldn't have reacted that way. It didn't add up. Didn't make sense. But the thing is it could have. Because again, this was his story. Everyone's looking at him when he's on TV and he's, you know, being interviewed and everybody's a body language fucking expert and everybody's, you know, oh my God, look at him. His arms are crossed. He totally did it. He totally did it. And I'm like, there's nothing here yet that is going to make me accuse a father of something. I'm just not doing that yet. Now, with all of the evidence, I can easily say he's a piece of shit. I hope he's having the worst time in prison that anybody could have. But I'm not, my point being is I'm not quick to jump to these conclusions. I'm not quick to jump to these conclusions. And I had arguments with people about this constantly. but I never got upset about it. They would get mad, but I never got upset about it. And I was an admin. I could have like kicked these people out, you know? But all I did was just, I was like, I'm going to argue with them. My point, never change my point because I have conviction behind this point. And I'm not going to sway. I'm just going to continue until they rage quit the argument. And this is what I did all the time. This happened all the time. I'd get summoned. Somebody was acting stupid. And as an admin of this group, I wanted to run it responsibly. And I wanted to be like, let's wait for the evidence. You're entitled to your opinion, but I'm saying, and I disagree. And then I'm defending a killer that we don't really know what the circumstances were yet. You know what I mean? So to me, like these Twitter threads, seeing people, like when I see people getting mad, I'm laughing at them. I'm laughing at them. When I'm seeing people getting mad about what they see on Twitter, I'm laughing at them. That's not a lie. That is absolutely true. Because I find it extremely interesting that somebody without a name or a fucking face can make you so upset. And you could just block them. It's so easy. Like, I mean, the thing is you didn't have any, I don't care what you say. Before Chris Watts was, before he pled guilty, I'm sticking to that. There was not nearly enough evidence to assume that he's lying about that story. Not nearly enough. There was actually more to indicate that she was unhappy in the videos. At least it's how it appeared. Now, it turns out that that's not how it was. That's how it turns out now. But it's easy to see that at the time. Yeah, man. And people just get so mad, dude. Like, I just don't feel like anything, like, I find it crazy that people fucking, like, use the internet to, like, really, like, fuck with people, you know? But, like, the thing is, like, who has the time? You know what I mean? I got time, but I'm not spending my time doing that. I could think of 100 other things I'd rather be doing than setting up a parody account, or not a parody account. Parody accounts, that's kind of funny, but still, I can't find the time to do that. Setting up a parody account or setting up a sock account that is just designed to trash people and just designed to, like, I just don't understand that. And I've said this 100 times. I'm going to say it 100 million more times. Reason why I don't use sock accounts is because I want you to know who's insulting you. I want you to know that it's me. That's what makes it sweet. Where's the satisfaction? I don't get the satisfaction from making a sock account and insulting people, because it means nothing. It's coming from nowhere. It's coming from, you know, like, when I'm insulting you, that shit's coming from my face. It's coming from the bottom of my balls, dude.
And I want you to know that shit. You know? Like, I want you to know that shit. There's no fucking way that I'm going to fucking not take credit for making you feel like the shitbag that you are when you act like a shitbag. Why would I not want that glory, bro? It brings me pleasure. Why would I not want that glory? Makes no sense. So, I mean, I have no sympathy for people who use sock accounts. But the thing is the funny thing is everybody scrambling to try to figure out who this guy is are the people who I'm laughing at. Because the John Barron count, that shit just became fun for that guy. Like, whoever the fuck it is, that shit just became fun for them. Now that the whole world is talking about who is this? Who is this? That's exactly what a sock account is trying to do. Like, this John Barron dude already won. You already won. It's hilarious. Fucking hilarious. I don't even care if they're anti-free Karen Reed. I don't even give a fuck. Good for them. As far as this round goes, they win. And I'm all for it. I'm all fucking for it. Go John Barron. I love it. I fucking love it. Because anybody who got caught up trying to figure out who this guy was got fucking duped. You guys got fooled. Straight up. Like, it's silly. Like, you got trolled and that's it. Like, you got trolled. Every single person, dude. Look what happened to Estie over that shit. That shit is crazy. Like, it got to that point. Because this person drove her so fucking batty, bro, over this. A bunch of people are going batty over it right now. It's wild, dude. This is exactly what the purpose of the fake account is. This is the purpose it was designed to serve, and it is now being served. Like, you guys fucking lost. All you had to do is just be like, dude, fuck that guy. Whatever. If I'm going to be on the internet, people are going to talk about me. It is what it is. That's all you had to do. Look, man. I see the chat talking about it. It's my fault because I brought it up. But let's talk about the Estie thing for a second. Okay? I like Estie. Like, I was not aware of any incidents that took place in the courthouse involving seating. I didn't know anything about that at the time. And it's funny because, like, I was like, well, you know, I mean, my whole thing with her was just like, she would help me, like, if people were coming back from deliberation, she was my contact to let me know that was happening. So I thought she was really helpful in that regard, but then, like, I didn't care. I thought that whatever was going on between her and Turtle Boy and Meredith was just really none of my business. But I got to a point where I had to ask. Like, I was like, wait a second. So, you know, I called up Turtle Boy and I asked him, I was like, yo, like, is there something about her that I need to know? And he was like, no, not really. You know, and he just basically was like, so I was like, yeah, it's not like, you know, he didn't really get into too much, but he was like, you know, like, we talked for a minute about it, but I was like, yeah, she's got a wrench on my channel. So I was like, do I need to take her wrench? Did she actually do something in particular? And at the time she had not, or at least nobody knew about it. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then that fucking night, is when I find out she emailed Mark, and at that point I was just like, dude, what are you doing? And that was, I mean, that action right there is when you go overboard in letting the troll get to you. And I would warn her. I would warn her from time to time. And I'd be like, dude, don't worry about it. She'd ask me, do you know who this John? No, I don't care. It's the stupidest thing in the world. It's the stupidest thing in the world. I was telling her this months ago, a couple months ago. I was like, this is the stupidest thing in the world. I was like, don't even worry about it. Why are you? And I was like, listen, friendly advice. You have a seat, like a pretty much standing seat in one of the most, what's going to be one of the most talked about trials in American history. And you're worried about a sock account on X. You see what I'm saying? Like, prioritize here. But she didn't listen. She didn't listen. I mean, and now look where it got her, you know, and it sucks. You know, it's a bummer. But like, this is my point. You cannot, especially someone who at least seemingly loves attention, right? At least seemingly. And this is the thing, is I'm not even faulting her for that. Like, that's whatever. Like, you have a right to have an opinion on somebody for this being a character flaw, for sure. But the way that I look at it is, she did such nice things for me that didn't really affect me. Now, again, I don't know what happened with the Reed family and the seating. I don't know about that. But the way that I saw it was, she was nice to me, and, you know, there was no reason to, you know, but the thing is Aiden has a right to feel how he feels, and he has a right to address it accordingly, because he was a bystander in this. Like, if you think about it, she's constantly fucking accusing him of being some sock account. This guy who's trying to stay out of jail, he's sitting here making sock accounts. Come on. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's get real. Come on. You know? And you could tell that he bit his tongue for a long time about it. You could tell, like, somebody would send him a turtle chat, and then he'd be like, and then it would say something about Estie, and he would be like, Estie, whatever, man, you know, and then he'd just move on. He wouldn't even get into it. You could just tell that something annoyed him. That's why I asked him. I was like, is there something I need to know? You know, because she has a wrench on my channel. But it was just like, he just had an opinion of her. And it was a justified opinion. He wasn't doing nothing to her. She was accusing him of having a sock account, accusing his girlfriend of having a sock account. And, you know, he has a right to feel a certain way about it. And he has a right to address it. So there's people who are like, oh, it's not fair what Aiden did. Isn't it? Now, I'm not saying I like it. I'm saying, is it unfair? Did she not pretty much do this until, you know what I mean? And all he did was share his opinion about it. That's all he did. You know? I mean, but his opinion's powerful. And like I said, he's justified, you know? So it just sucks. It's a bummer, but a sock account is a fake account. That's all it is. A sock account is an alternate account that someone uses to conceal their identity. and usually to troll people. It's usually what it's for. Yeah, no, I mean, to go as far as to like threaten through Bettero, how's he not supposed to have the right to defend himself? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, is people just keep doing this. They don't learn. They keep going after this guy, and then they just keep running into brick walls while he's just like not even knowing that they're there most of the time. He's not bothering nobody. No, and I get called an online bully all the time too, just because I tell people fucking like, dude, you're being a fucking asshole. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get it, Erica Walsh. I get it. You know, that's the only point I'm making. You know, like this shit is like this is the stupidest shit in the world. I just can't. It's weird. I can't wrap my head around so many people being like, who is it? Oh my God, what? Ooh. Because I'm like, I'm picturing some faceless person laughing their fucking ass off. You know what I mean? And I love right now, I'm going to shift gears. And I love right now, and that's my point, man. Like, dude, to me, like, I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm saying what works for me is I don't take this shit too seriously. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm going to keep talking out of principle. I understand when people try to dox me or put out lies about my family and shit, they're trying to intimidate me into shutting up. Like, oh my God, I don't want trouble for my family. No, man, my family's already told me, like, tell them to fuck off. Fuck them. Do this. Do this. You know? And when you have that kind of support from, you know, loved ones, it's almost a responsibility to do it. It's almost like a responsibility to just be like, all right, and go fucking full on, dude. You know what I mean? Don't hold back. And so that's what I intend to do. That's exactly what I intend to do. And I just don't feel right doing this without discussing Aiden's case as much as possible until it's resolved. Now, I'm loving right now that David Yannetti has been clapping back at like good time Julie Carp. It's really funny. So he responds to this. He posts this screenshot of this Mama Llama lady, right? Which is, I guess, isn't she like Jen McCabe's best buddy or some shit? Like, I could just imagine the character of this person. She's had me blocked forever. So, of course, I repost this with the quote, I love David Yannetti so much, because I do. And so he writes, so this is this post from Mama Llama going, they're so obsessed with hating a woman they've never met. Bananas. Like, imagine you're David Yannetti and you read that tweet from that person. You're going to go, okay, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little hard to ignore. This is somebody who you have been defending for free because you believe so much in what's happening to her is so wrong, that what's happening to her is so wrong because you believe in this. So you're defending this woman with everything you got. And there's a team of you doing it. You're working around the clock. You're getting shit on online left and right. You know what I mean? Like, and that's another thing. Like, you never see Yannetti or Betero lose their cool online when they're, you know what I'm saying? You never see them lose their fucking cool, dude. Ever. Like, what do you think? You need to be a lawyer to not let shit get to you on the internet, bro? Like, you need to be a lawyer or a fucking YouTube creator to not let shit get to you on the internet? Is that? No, bro. Like, it's just how to do it. And so imagine you're David Yannetti and you spent all this time defending Karen Reed, like just really putting in the work. You just fucking showed the world that the law, okay, that the law, that the vision that our forefathers had for our justice system was just proven that it's not theory. It works. Even against a corrupt government where the game is rigged, you can still argue the law as long as the truth is on your side, and you can argue it. It's just a question of how efficiently you argue the truth. That's all it is. If you have the truth on your side, our justice system is designed to expose that. And that's exactly what Karen Reed and her defense team understood and executed. That's exactly what they did. So, imagine you're David with a sling and you just fucking knocked out Goliath. You know, with a rock. You know what I'm saying? And had a ton of people behind cheering little David on. And I'm not saying David is in David Yannetti. I'm saying Karen Reed and her defense team is David in this scenario, in this analogy. Goliath is the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. They beat the Commonwealth of Massachusetts on their own turf when they had a rigged game. When they rigged the game, they still fucking beat them. So you can imagine a guy like David Yannetti who reads this tweet from this person and is like, okay, I usually stay quiet, but and then so he reposts the shit. He reposts the shit and it says, this is awesome. Someone who is obsessed with hating a woman she has never met is now saying that people who are so obsessed with hating a woman they've never met are bananas. Post of the day. I love that shit so much because it's just so chill. Like it's so self-explanatory how absurd this Mama Llama tweet is. It's just so funny to me. And he did a interview with I can't remember who it was, but the next thing we're gonna watch this, but we're gonna watch the whole thing. But yeah, so now what we're gonna do, yeah, okay. Okay. A channel called Dick's Enormous. Okay. So we're gonna watch, and this is a big shout out to Trial Channel here. Do me a favor, people. Stop what you're doing right now. give this video that we're going to go over a like. I just dropped the link to it in chat.
Certain materials bait stamped in the notice of discovery 28. It's a little difficult for me to figure out whether this is entirely new based on the chart or whether it's some similar
trial
document
channel
or
is
similar
awesome.
information, but in a different form or what have you. But take any line, you know, I mean, take Bates number 114 towards the bottom of page 13. I guess it's item 114, Bates number 228 to 232. Milton Police Department incident report is the way it's identified.
Right.
And there's an indication here provided to Attorney John Geary.
Right.
So it looks to me like you're saying that this document, although recently produced by ADA Hickman, was previously produced by ADA Lally.
To the prior
Microdots.
And
What's
presumably
up,
to the
homie?
council also, because I'm sure all the documents were, all the discovery was reproduced when new counsel came in. So I don't know if there's a dispute about whether item 114 in discovery packet 28 is or isn't different.
Correct.
That's what I'm trying to get my arms around.
I understand that, Judge, and we've gone through those, and we've pulled them, and we've pulled out the original that we got in 2021, if there actually was an original, and then we'll put it together with what we got in 2025.
What's up,
So we've
Scott
done that for a
Metzer-Schmidt?
number of items,
Thank you, buddy.
in that chart. I think maybe all of the items in the chart, except for the videos. We haven't compared the videos because we'd be here till next year trying to compare.
Well, some of the videos are video clips that were produced originally, and they've given you the whole video. And I guess
Now, I don't know who this lady is, but she is not fucking around when it comes to Michael Proctor. She's badass.
I don't know if that matters. You know, obviously you now have the whole video. It would have been good if the whole video was produced, but oftentimes there's all 12 seconds in a video that matters. And you know, it's hard to know whether the omission of the entire video matters. So, you know, if I were to go through the first 6 items here on page 13, for example, of Mr. McKee's memo, how do I figure out whether it is or isn't different? I mean, do you also have a spreadsheet that would sort of match up here and describe what's different or what's not? Or are you just doing sort of okay?
We would ask witnesses, but now I understand the court doesn't want us to do that. I'm
No,
happy.
you could. Okay, you could, but we'll be
I
here
know this
until the cops
judge.
come home.
Is that Krupp? I know this judge. Is that Krupp? That's not Krupp, right? Like, he looks familiar to me. That is Krupp. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's what I thought.
And I don't know when the last time there were cows in Dedham, but you know, bottom line is there probably is an easy way to figure out or to sit down and coordinate what isn't new and what's not, and then figure out whether it matters.
And to this point about, and you mentioned the word matters.
Well, that's prejudice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's whether there's prejudice.
All of the cases cited by both counsel, myself and Attorney Scaficcio, talk about individual documents that were provided midstream.
I'm curious. Does anyone know? I just thought of this right now. Does anyone know if special prosecutors have been hired in any of the other Michael Proctor investigative cases? Or are they ADAs? I wonder. Goodmans, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Did I miss any? Oh, people get butt hurt. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Goodmans. You're so awesome. So awesome.
Dream in a trial or right before trial or after trial.
They're all ADAs.
What of any of these documents prejudices the defendant? And I just can't. I've attempted to provide Your Honor with some kind of macro areas that were new and explain them, but I don't know. I can't respond to what I don't know. I don't know which of the documents that were newly provided prejudice the defendant such that the public doesn't seek to have a view a public trial. And that grave,
right? Because dude, the free speech thing is such a fucking, like, I don't think that they expect to win this. Like, I don't think that they expect to win your case. I don't think that they expect to win. I don't think they expected to win. I don't think they expect to win Aiden's case. I don't think they. I don't think that they expected to even win against Jason Grant and Allison. Oh yeah, that's right. It's over now. But I mean, it's so crazy. Like, I think they're just weaponizing this, and they were just trying to play keep away, or thinking that they were in some way during the trial, Karen Reed's trial. But that's what I'm saying. That's what it boils down to, Spacey Stacy, is no reputable ADA would put their name on any of those free speech issue cases because they know it's wrong. You're going to fucking put somebody in handcuffs for walking in an area, a public sidewalk and the shirt the shirt says whatever the fuck it says. It's none of your business what the fuck shirt says. It's not a crime to wear a shirt to say whatever the fuck it says. Like, I'd be ashamed to go in front of a judge with this case, with Turtle Boy's case, Erica Walsh's case. If I were an ADA, I'd be fucking ashamed. I'd be like, dude, no. Dude, I'll move to Alaska if I have to, man. Fuck that. I'm not doing that.
An extreme remedy. Since this motion's been filed, the Commonwealth and the defense jointly requested that the defense bail be reduced to $2,500. Judge set it at $10,000. He's posted it. The trial is off the list. What I'm trying to understand, and I'd ask the court to order it, is if we're going to meet, I would like to know which of these documents in a pleading prejudices the defendant. So I can respond to it. I have police here to explain some of these macro issues, but I did that almost as anticipatory and trying to help the court, but I don't know even what they're asking or suggesting is prejudicial to the defendant and would prevent him from having.
Right. Yeah. Like, great point. All of the innocent people they tried to weaponize this law against just to protect the Alberts, and not just to protect the Alberts, but also to protect Bev's feelings. Just to protect Bev's fucking feelings, her fifis.
Fair trial.
Okay.
So, Judge, I think you're right. There are two issues here. There's their failure to produce Rule 14 discovery, which could result in sanctions other than dismissal. And I think that's an easier question because that's all the notices of discovery that ADA has been put together, where she noted specifically, this was not provided before, this was provided before. That's easy for the Commonwealth. It's their document. They gave it to me. So they shouldn't be confused by what they gave me and they identified as new. If they're now saying some of the stuff that ADA Hickman said was new isn't new, then they got to tell me about that, because that's what they had represented and that's what ADA Hickman had represented when she took over. So to the extent that we all need to sit down, I'm happy to do that, but there's two different lines of question here. One is, where's the stuff been since 2021? Because my client was in custody for almost 4 years, awaiting trial. We had a September trial date. And then where's the prejudice? So they're jumping all the way to the prejudice, and we still don't have our arms around where's it been since 2021.
Right. So before I deal with the prejudice issue, it seems to me that I ought to know what is new and what you think is materially new. Okay. And I know that puts.
I've only seen the clips of it. I reposted it so I wouldn't forget it, because if I couldn't find the whole hearing, I would have just played those little clips and made the best of it. But no, I have not watched this yet.
Burden on everybody to work together, but it seems to me that we ought to do that. I have two other matters on this morning, so we're gonna break by 11:30 today. Okay. I think I can begin by taking evidence on the question of where has this stuff been and why wasn't it turned over earlier. And we're going to have to adjourn. We're not going to finish this today. And in the interim, I can have you folks get together and do a comparison to figure out, this is new because it has somebody's handwritten notation in the upper right-hand corner. This is new because it's the full unredacted video, and the redacted video of 12 seconds is the only relevant portion.
Wow.
Or whatever. Okay. And we can get our arms around.
All right. I'm gonna need you to relax, Lurch's wife. Let's see, what does this say? Haha, I don't take edibles, but I do. Wow. All right. Holy cow. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Do it.
What does Bob think about that?
What could be more egregious? What could be more misleading than that? And what could be more important?
I agree, Bob. I absolutely agree. As
on
always.
materiality, we can get our arms around prejudice, and maybe it will also focus some of the attention on why wasn't this turned over? Because it may be that this is all stuff that was annotations in one person's file. I don't know. I'm not saying that's the situation, but it'll focus us a little bit. But it seems to me we can use the morning well by beginning on the first question, which is why wasn't this turned over in a timely manner? How do you want to proceed on that score?
I would then call ADA Lally first because he was the first one to touch the file, Judge.
I can, it's the defendant's burden. Certainly it's our motion.
Oh, that's
counsel's motion.
that's
I do also
fucking.
have here just for
That's fucking. Yeah, that's right. That's what was in those clips. That's just familiar. That's all that is. That's just very familiar.
I have two Milton police officers and state police, Lieutenant Tully, that I would offer the court to explain the Milton aspect and the items that ADA Hickman produced after going to the Milton Police Department and copying paper files and receiving an electronic file from them.
Okay.
That would take care of a bulk of what ADA Hickman provided in the spring of this year.
Why don't we start with ADA Lally? Sure. Okay. And it may be that you also want to talk to the Milton people.
I'd ask that everybody, all the witnesses be sequestered, Judge.
That makes sense.
That's fine.
Okay.
And then you're all morning.
And
And on behalf of ADA Lally, sure, briefly.
I'm kind of bummed out because I was really expecting Mello to be the first one to get to the first prosecutor to get called to the stand. I was kind of expecting Mello to be the first one. So this definitely surprised me.
Judge Attorney Pat Hanley on behalf of ADA Lally.
You're near your microphone. You're good. Okay. Go ahead. Give me your name.
Patrick Hanley on behalf of ADA Lally.
Okay.
I had filed, I think, either Thursday or Friday and served upon the Commonwealth and Attorney Scapiccio a motion to limit or perhaps modify the format of any presentation by ADA Lally. ADA Lally is an officer of the court. ADA Lally, I anticipate, is in a position to answer many of the questions that you have or that are raised by defense counsel. But
that dude is a way better lawyer than Lally.
Should do so from counsel table and address them directly rather than in response to questions.
Mazzo, what's up, homie?
He's prepared to do it, and if there's follow-up questions that the court has or that are derivative from defense counsel's motion, I suspect that he'll be in a position to answer them. And so I suggest that that's the format. Why? Because it will be faster. It also obviates the need to examine defense counsel to the extent there's any question of what was sent to defense counsel before or what was raised in documents before. Defense counsel, I would suggest, shouldn't be on the witness stand, and he shouldn't be on the witness stand. The last thing I would say is, if the court is inclined to put him on the witness stand, I'd ask for the opportunity to, at the conclusion of defense and Commonwealth questioning, to question him and raise anything that has not been raised in his testimony by that point.
The motion is denied. Mr. Lally can testify like any other witness. He has relevant testimony. He's being called as a witness, and he can testify as any other witnesses. Lawyers do it all the time. ADAs do it all the time. Defense attorneys from time to time do it.
Sure.
Okay, and so we can proceed.
May I, well, I'll say this. The Commonwealth has filed motions to quash, and one of them partially with ADA Lally. And this goes back to my initial point about narrowing the scope here and focused on the discovery issues at hand. ADA Lally is subject to a protective order on another matter, and I would ask the court to review the Commonwealth's motion to quash, and if we are taking a break here, and preclude counsel from inquiring about those issues that he cannot testify to. And will not.
If there's a protective order issue, we'll address it. Okay, and if he feels like he can't answer a question because he's subject to a protective order in another matter, we'll deal with it.
Thank you.
Okay.
And the other part of this is these were, and I'll just pass them up to Your Honor. These were the subpoenas that.
So
both ADA Hickman and ADA Lally received from counsel.
Do we like Judge Krupp? Because I like him right now. I'll tell you that. I like him right now. He seems like very no nonsense here.
Seeking production that probably dovetails with counsel's request for all the emails.
But wasn't Judge Krupp the one? Krupp was the one that denied the Jen McCabe thing, right? Yeah. The Chris Albert, like. They tried to bring charges on Turtle Boy the first time, and Krupp shot it down. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'm still refreshing my memory on Turtle Boy's case. Like, I'm going to go over, depending on how quick we get through with this, I probably won't stay that late on. Maybe I'll do it next time, but I'm going to go over some of Turtle Boy's old hearings with fake victim I'm going to go over those just to refresh. I'm going to do that 12-hour fundraiser for Aiden, but I'm thinking I'm going to do it a little closer to his next hearing is what I'm thinking. And it gives me time to really plan it too. Oh my God. I need to see that. We need to watch that. How can we watch that? How can we watch that? Because I really need to see that.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Thank you so much, the turtle. I think you got a super chat. Well, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being a real G. I saw Lally at YMCA with a huge bottle of Jergens lotion in the locker room for a wildly long time. Shame, 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 Mr. Lally. Mr. Lally, sit down. You totally would, Mazza. De pee-pee. De pee-pee. De pee-pee. All right, let's see what Judge Krupp is saying up here.
Quashed in so much as the request for.
I just want to get to the. I don't give a fuck about any of this shit.
Who knew what when?
Let's get
and
to
what
the
did they do
fucking
or didn't do
testimony.
in order to follow up. So
relevant party was that I was requesting discovery from.
When you say discovery forms, what?
So what I
and I think we can take it in.
I got it. I'm sorry.
Probably with me 5.
Oh, it's,
years?
Yeah,
oh, it's
almost.
marked right
What did
here.
you do before you worked for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office?
Started with the district attorney's office straight out of law school. Worked a couple warehouse jobs, things like that. During.
Sorry,
I worked a few warehouse jobs, things like that during law school. Went to school at night.
Okay.
Speak
What
up.
Did you go to?
Suffolk.
Suffolk Law?
Yes.
And undergrad?
Undergrad, I went to the University of Southern California.
Okay. And what was your well? At some point, how long were you in the office before you got assigned to the homicide squad? Oh, homicide unit. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure that it's an assignment to the homicide unit. I would say the first homicide that I had outside of the realm of motor vehicle homicide was probably 2015, somewhere in there.
Okay. And let me back up a little. What type of training did the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office offer you in order for you to be able to comply with Rule 14 discovery?
Objection.
Sustained.
So when you started at the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, you sat in district court?
Yes.
Okay. And how many district courts?
Yeah, understand that this is a Zoom thing. This isn't even like a televised thing. This is a Zoom.
Cases would you say you tried?
That's why you only see Judge
More than
Krupp.
100?
Probably.
Okay. And in all of those cases, were you able to comply with Rule 14 discovery and turn over the discovery that was required under Rule 14?
Objection.
Sustained.
Let me ask you this. The hundreds of cases that you tried in district court, was there ever any allegation that you didn't turn over information?
Objection.
Overruled.
No.
Okay. And then at some point you moved to Superior Court. When was that?
Began working on Superior Court cases probably in 2006, full-time assigned to Superior Court in 2012.
Okay. When you say full-time assigned to Superior Court, what does that mean?
So what that means is during the interim period from 2006 to 2012, I had cases in Superior Court, but I was primarily assigned to the District Court.
So you were trying cases in the Superior Court, but you were still trying cases in the District Court?
Correct. Actually, I still do that to this day.
You still try cases in the District Court as well?
I do.
Okay. But you said sometime in 2012, you were assigned to the Superior Court. Does that mean you came here every day?
Correct.
Okay. And what type of cases were you assigned in 2012 when you became a Superior Court DA?
Variety, pretty much ran the whole gamut. Narcotics cases, sexual assault cases, child abuse cases, breaking and entering, armed robbery, whatever I was assigned, that's what I did.
How long after you got to the DA's office did you start trying what they call light felonies?
I don't understand the line of
Check out Lally, a man of many hats.
inquiry. Everybody who is in the DA's office is responsible for complying with Rule 14 and is expected to know the confines of Rule 14 and to comply with it. So the backstory here is not particularly useful. What I want to know is what ADA Lally did in this instance.
Understood, Judge. In any event, when were you assigned to the...
Yeah, I love that.
Brianna Gotti, I'm sorry.
Probably.
I mean, yeah, she's just doing standard witness questioning. You know what I mean? Like we hear that kind of questioning anytime they question a witness. Every time I always go through the background. But the judge is like, fuck all that. I don't need to hear all that. All I want to know is where's the Rule 14 violation? That's what I want to know about.
Probably within a day or two.
A day or two of what?
Of the shooting and the murder occurring.
Okay. And how do you get assigned in the district attorney's office? Do they email you? Do they call you? How do they do that?
Objection.
Overruled.
I received a call from the first assistant.
And who was that at the time?
At the time, that would have been ADA Lynn Beelan.
Okay. And did she tell you were assigned to this homicide case?
Yes.
What does that mean to you, being assigned to a homicide case? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, at that point, it was an investigation. So as far as assisting with the investigation, should charges arise, handling prosecution from there out.
Okay. So once you get assigned to the Miles King Brianna Gardner case, is there a policy within the Assistant District Attorney's Office in Norfolk County on how to gather information that's required under Rule 14?
Objection.
Overruled.
A specific policy, not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. So there's no policy that you're aware of in the DA's office that that details how to gather information. Is that what you're saying?
Not that specific to that, no, not that I know of.
So how did you gather information? How did you gather information in the King Gardner case that was required under Rule 14? What did you do?
Objection. Just specify what is. It's too vague.
Overruled. Question is, what did you do?
So what I
think we can take it in chronological order. We'll start at the beginning, and then we'll have follow-up questions.
Sure. So what I do is what I do in every case, depending on how many different departments are involved. In this case, there was a local department and state police involvement. So I would make appropriate requests for any and all information that they had, any information that specifically I could outline or delineate as far as what I felt was relevant. And
stop right there. How would you make those requests?
Typically, what I would do is write out a formal discovery request, submit the form to any involved departments, and communicate either via phone or email to whoever the relevant party was that I was requesting discovery from.
When you say discovery forms, what do you put on? What do you put on the form in this case for Gardner and King?
Initially, it would be for any and all police reports, any and all photographs, any and all information as to who was present, lab reports, if they had access to fire department run reports, any lab personnel that responded to the scene, so that I would have an idea as to whether or not there was testing that was going to be conducted or items have been recovered from the scene, copies of any and all search warrants, including applications, affidavits, warrants, any returns.
Yeah, that's all fucking fascinating, bro. But the problem with all that is like this guy is basically sitting up there and it sounds like he's just going to throw Proctor under the bus. He's acting like he's Mr. Prompt with discovery shit. You know what I mean? Like, not true. Like, we saw this with the Canton Police Department and the in the Karen Reed case.
And let me talk to you. Do you have a memory in this case of asking for all the information that you just told you normally ask? Did you do that in the Brianna Gardner and Miles King case? Did you ask for all of that information?
Yes, and just for clarity purposes, when I'm initially doing this, it's not the Miles King and Brianna Gardner case.
It's an investigation.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, and more to that point, Ms. Gardner didn't become focus of the investigation until later on.
Okay. So while you were investigating without a defendant being a suspect, at least not initially, you asked which department for this information?
The State Police, Norfolk County Detective Unit, as well as the Milton Police.
I can't hear you. What's the last one?
Milton Police.
Milton Police. Okay, so you asked Milton Police, you asked the State Police. Who in Milton Police did you ask, and who in the State Police did you ask to send information?
The Milton Police would have been, at that time, Lieutenant Michael Collins. The State Police would have been Trooper Michael Proctor, he was a case officer, and Lieutenant Brian Tully.
And so you have emails going to all three of them asking for all of the information that you just listed, which would be normal information that you'd ask in any case after a homicide. Is that right?
Yes.
And did let's just take Ms. Proctor, Trooper Proctor, did he respond to you?
Yes.
And what did he provide you?
At varying.
No, to the extent he recalls, he can testify.
So at varying times, there were different productions of material, whether it was what was available at that time. So initially it would have been just whatever reports were.
The thing is Proctor is now the spoiled fruit in the basket. Okay. You don't want him near anything else. You don't want him near anything else. Now, what Proctor is the guy who is completely disgraced. And if he had anything to do with any of these other cases and everything wasn't done to a T, it's going to be used against him. Like, it's going to be used against him. I wonder, is Proctor on the Brady list yet? He fucking should be. I mean, Proctor's a piece of shit. Okay? We're talking about a guy who absolutely abused having a badge and was staffed up with a bunch of other dudes who abused having a badge. and he wanted to impress them all and ended up being the fucking fall guy here. He thought he was being Mr. Funny. No nudes yet. Like the issue here is now Proctor's name is poison to a prosecution. Proctor's name being involved in any investigation in Norfolk County right now is pure poison to that case. And that is it is what it is. And that's the thing is some might say, oh, well, if Turtle Boy didn't stick his nose where he belonged, these people wouldn't be walking because now these people are probably going to walk. No. If Proctor, Tully, Bukaki weren't a bunch of shitbag, corrupt assholes, then these people wouldn't be walking if they walk. That's the issue here.
Were available at that time. Later on would have been photographs, video.
So how often would you say you emailed or communicated with the state police and specifically Trooper Proctor or Trooper Tully regarding discovery in this case?
I cannot tell you how many times via email, but I mean, it was a constant conversation, particularly throughout the grand jury process as far as discovery was concerned.
Okay, so when you say a constant process, was there a time period where you asked for stuff and you didn't get it, so you were re-asking for it, or is it always new information that you're getting from the state police?
I think it would vary. I think there were certainly items that I probably had asked for more than once, but there were definitely items that I had asked for and was provided promptly, and then moved on from there to either additional information or that avenue was complete.
So do you keep records of, I asked for search warrants, I asked for crime lab stuff, I asked for witness statements. Do you keep records
I love that question.
when you receive that information, be able to check off to say, I got these things, they're no longer outstanding, and the rest of this is?
I mean, I keep records in the sense of a list of items I'm looking for, and obviously when I receive something, then yeah, that would get checked off the list as far as I'm not looking for that anymore because I have it.
Okay, so if you got a set of grand jury minutes from a witness that you know testified in front of the grand jury, you'd check that off your list?
Well, as far as yes, I mean, I was at the grand jury, so I know who testified at the grand jury, but as far as receiving the minutes, yes, I'm aware of the dates, and when I receive the minutes, then that would check that off the list.
I missed, I think, a question and answer, one question earlier. I think the question was, do you keep records of what you requested? What was your answer to that question?
So records as far as...
Great catch, Krupp. Great catch, because that's what I was waiting for. Because right there is chain of custody, right? Like, and it's you would think that a prosecutor would be proactive and make sure, just in case he's in a situation like this, he keeps a record of every time he made a request for evidence from the Massachusetts State Police. Rule 14 is, I'm not an attorney, but it is a it's basically sharing discovery. Like each side has a right to the evidence and to be able to review it, prepare for their case. And if one side is not sharing evidence that could be exculpatory, then you got a problem. Karen Reed, this was a problem all through the Karen Reed trial. I mean, there were so many motions to dismiss for Rule 14 violations, and Bev just threw them out. Was that a perfect explanation, Trial Channel? Thank you, because I felt like I sounded like a fucking jackass explaining that, but thank you. And yes, make sure, guys, I'm dropping the link in chat right now. Stop what you're doing. Give Trial Channel's video a like and subscribe. Trial Channel's doing God's work.
As far as what was requested, I would always have, at least in some form, some sort of running list of items I was looking for. And then if I received an item, then that would be something that would be off the list. Now, that list would be obviously added to as information develops, and there might be additional items that I'm looking for.
And presumably because it's on the list, you've made the request?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you'd have whatever's on the list, you'd have emails requesting that information. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then if they email back, you'd have checks off of your list that you got whatever it was. You know, maybe you were asking for 10 things and you got 5. You check those 5 things off your list. Is that right?
Yes.
Is there any other mechanism you used to document what you got from just right now?
What's up, Lauren M?
Trooper Tully and Trooper Proctor.
I'm sorry, any other mechanism of
Keeping track of what they're producing for you.
That's
is it all
law
just
and
emails
stuff.
check marks on a list? Or
That's law and stuff education right there, folks.
is there some other way that you keep track as well?
No, I mean, it would be something that I would have a list of items that are outstanding that would be, followed up on if they hadn't been received at that point, and then I would follow up with whoever the appropriate person was to get copies of those.
And these lists remain in the file? Your lists with the check marks remain in the file?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Okay. And have you reviewed any of them before you testified here today?
No,
Okay. Is there a reason you didn't review the file before you testified here today?
I don't have the file.
You work for the DA's office, right?
I do.
And it's in the DA's office, right?
Yes.
And you knew you were going to be asked questions about this case, right?
Yes.
And
Bro,
you didn't do anything to educate yourself about what you did?
Steven, no spoilers, bro. I bet you're totally that guy, Steven. Sitting there watching a movie. It's my first time watching it. And you're like, bro, right here, dude, in just a second, like, his head's going to get fucking cut off. You're going to see all this blood fucking spurt. Watch. Come on, man. Like, I'm just giving you shit, Steven. But yeah, I do reactions here most of the time.
Initially on the case?
Objection. This is our witness.
Well, I'm not sure I agree with that as an objection, but I'm going to sustain the objection as to the relevance. He did not review the file. Next question.
So what did you review in preparation for your testimony here today?
I reviewed portions of the file. I reviewed some of the items that have been produced by ADA Hickman. I reviewed search warrants. I reviewed police reports. I reviewed, you were asking specifically as far as checklists or notations. I didn't review those, but I did review, I have portions of the file. I have access to the file, and I did review portions of the file.
Okay. So you did review portions of the file?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You just didn't review your checklist?
No.
Okay. Now,
I didn't review my
in terms
checklist.
of the Milton Police Department, do you also have emails going back and forth to the Milton Police Department asking for certain documents?
Yes.
And who in the police, would that be Lieutenant Collins?
Yes.
Anyone else in the Milton Police Department were you looking for documents from?
On this case, I don't believe so, no.
And did you keep the same type of list that you kept for the state police of outstanding things that you were looking for the Milton Police Department?
Yes.
And what did you get back from the Milton Police Department? Do you remember?
Items of similar nature that they had access to as far as police reports, photographs. I don't believe Milton.
Yeah, there's no checklist. Right. There's no checklist. He's full of shit.
Other items of discovery video that they recovered. There's a litany of different items.
Oh yeah, I did watch Happy Gilmore 2 today. I tweeted about it because I was like 20 minutes in. I was like 17 minutes in, and I was like, I'm about to turn this shit off. This is fucking horrible. Like it just like if a movie's gonna be stupid, and an Adam Sandler comedy is usually gonna be stupid, it's got to be funny. You know what I mean? And it just wasn't funny the first 17 minutes of the movie, and then. As I tweeted it, also my 20 milligram gummy kicked in and the golfing started, and then it seemed to like get some comedic momentum, and I laughed out loud quite a few times actually. So yeah, give it a chance. You might like it. If you're a fan of the first movie, you'll probably like this one. Stevie Nicks is not passed, bro. Stevie Nicks is not passed. That's not true. You're out of your mind. Don't be dropping stupid shit in my chat. So, yeah, and it was funny. It was funny. Has your chat seen Rosemary Scapaccio on Netflix? No, I don't know. I haven't.
Different items?
Yes.
Okay. And those would all be memorialized by email? Is that how you did it?
Yes, that's I think what Mr. McGee attached as Exhibit 1. It's about 137 pages.
Email back and
Oh,
forth between the Milton Police Department and you.
Correct.
she's the lawyer from Trial 4. I still have to watch that. She's the lawyer from Trial 4. And thank you, Nessa. She's a lawyer from Trial 4. Okay, this is the same lawyer. Okay, I'm interested now. I gotta go check that out. I'm gonna make sure to watch that.
And so at what point do you know that you have all of, so other than, strike that, Milton Police, State Police, any other person or entity that you sought information for in this case?
Certainly.
Sorry?
Yes.
Who's that?
be the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, be the State Police Crime Lab. There were some items that were outsourced to Bodie Technology Lab in Lorton, Virginia, where they did some additional forensic testing pursuant to DNA. They have different methods that our lab does not. Milton Fire Department, I believe Fallon paramedics were involved in the transport of the victim, Mr. Simmons.
Yeah, I started watching the first
And
episode
you communicate with
too.
those agencies the same way you communicated with the state
The
police.
thing is, man, things are hit or miss with me, dude. Like, my attention span is so bad, and I get distracted by my phone, and then I go down rabbit holes on Instagram while I'm fucking watching something, and then I'm lost. I'm like, fuck. That totally happened when I tried to watch the trial channel, or the trial channel. When I tried to watch Trial 4, that totally happened, and I just never got back to it, you know? Yeah, like that's what was going on with like Better Call Saul. I haven't watched Better Call Saul. I keep hearing people say that Better Call Saul is great, and I couldn't get past like the first couple of episodes. I just lost interest. But people keep telling me like you got to force it. You got to, you know, and people did that with the same thing happened with Peaky Blinders. A couple people told me about it, and like I tried to watch it, and then they were like, dude, you got to get past the first couple of episodes. Like it gets fucking crazy. And so I just like, yeah, man. What the? Okay. Yeah, man. I forced myself to watch a few episodes, and then I just got hooked. Fucking Peaky Blinders was awesome. Yeah, it was amazing.
And the Milton police via email.
For the most part, could have been phone call on some of those
All right, let's stop there. If it was a phone call, how did you memorialize what you requested and what they said in a phone call?
Notes.
You have individual notes?
Yes.
And where would those notes be right now?
In the file.
Okay. So do you keep like a running page of all the notes that you've taken in the case with communications that you had with all the other entities and officers in state police in this case?
Not all in one location, but it would be sort of divided up by different entities as far as what I was requesting from that specific entity and what I was looking for, what I was still waiting for, what was still outstanding, things of that nature.
Okay. So what happens when you ask for something, let's just say from the state police, and they don't give it to you? What's the next thing you do?
The next thing I do would be to ask for it again.
Okay. How many times do you ask for it before you have a meeting with the state police to look at their file?
Objection. The biggest objection I have here is that we're not speaking about any individual document, any individual date, vague questions about policy.
This is general practice, generally Mr. Lally's practice. I think part of the issue here is we don't have very specific items that are being referred to. Right. But I think I'm going to overrule the objection and give Attorney Scapiccio a little bit of leeway here in terms of general practice.
So in general, how many times do you email for the same document before you go to the state police and start to have a sit down with them?
I think it varies. I think it would be depending on a lot of different factors as far as what the item is, what the explanation is for why I don't have it yet, whether it's not available or whether it's something that they're currently working on, or if it's something that I know has been completed and I've asked for it multiple times and I still don't have it. I'm not saying that even happened in this case, but if in a general practice, if that were something that were going on, then yes, I would want to sit down with somebody and figure out exactly what's going on.
Okay. So let me ask specific questions about this case. When you reached out, let's start with Trooper Proctor. In this case, looking for information, and there were emails back and forth. Were there any occasions where you did not get the documents or the information that you were seeking from Trooper Proctor?
Facts, Massa.
I don't recall anything specific other than if it was a situation where I'm looking for a report about something and that report hasn't been completed yet, or that item hasn't been obtained yet for whatever reason. But I don't recall in this case ever asking for something and just not getting it.
Do you remember asking Trooper Proctor for the search warrants that he did in this case?
Yes.
And the affidavits accompanying the search warrants?
Yes.
And did he provide them to you?
What I received was a partial affidavit for search warrant.
Did he provide them to you, yes or no?
Some.
How many search warrants do you recall there being in the King Gardner case?
In 2021 or beyond?
Let's start with 2021. How many search warrants?
6.
When you asked, did he sign all 6 search warrants? Is that fair to say?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay. And so when did you ask Trooper Proctor for the search warrant?
In July or August of 2021 when they were filed for.
Oh, it's totally
And
just
when did
you,
get
Cat
all
Randall.
6 search warrants from Trooper Proctor?
Totally just
I
you.
didn't get all 6 search warrants from Trooper Proctor.
You did not?
I did not.
Okay. So did you get 1 search warrant from him?
Like, yeah, let's explore that for a second there, Cat Randall. Is it just me or does Lally have a sexy voice? Okay, let's put that to the test. Hello. Oh yeah. Take your top off slower. What if any lingerie are you wearing under there? I don't know, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna need you to do that much slower. Slower.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Exactly. Something's wrong with you, Cat Randall.
I received a portion of the affidavit for search warrant 306 and the entire affidavit for search warrant 348.
Okay, so you got a portion of 2 search warrants, and you knew there were 6 search warrants, is that right?
Yes.
Did you make notes somewhere in your file? Geez, I asked Trooper Proctor for the 6 search warrants. You haven't given them to me yet?
I believe yes.
Okay, those are in your file.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and then when you didn't get search warrants from Trooper Proctor, did you meet with him?
Yes, I mean, specific to that, I don't recall any specific meeting related to search warrants, but we did meet several times in relation to this investigation in this case.
But you understand that search warrants are Rule 14 automatic discovery, right? And you knew there were 6 search warrants, right?
I did.
And so when do you realize that you don't have all 6 search warrants? How long into the process? Do you know right away you don't have them all? Or do you not know for a long time you don't have them all?
I love this shit.
I don't think I realized at that time that I didn't have them all.
So how, then, I guess I'm confused about how your system works. You said you had a system where you asked for something and you didn't get it. You would then follow up with the police officer asking again and again. Did you do that with Trooper Proctor in this case with the 6 search warrants?
Yes, I believe so.
How many times did you email Trooper Proctor asking for the 6 search warrants?
No, Cat Randall, I knew you were being sarcastic. I mean, how could you not be sarcastic about that? Nobody would mean that.
I don't know.
More than 10?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. How far in between each email? Did you wait a month and email him again? Did you wait a week? Did you wait a day? How long in between your requests to Trooper Proctor to produce the 6 search warrants in this case?
I don't know.
You don't?
No.
Wow.
Did you review your emails before you came here today?
So it wasn't important to you.
Some of them, yes.
Did you see any emails to and from Trooper Proctor regarding the search warrants?
Yes.
How many did you see?
I don't recall.
More than 5?
Yes.
More than 10?
Well, look who decided to show. You were supposed to be here 4 hours ago. Was I? So I'm the tardy one?
I don't know.
What are the dates of the first time you asked Trooper Proctor for the search warrant?
Specific date, I don't know.
How long before the next time you asked him for a 6 search warrant?
Specifically, I don't know.
Sarah, be creative. The best movie.
Week-based. Okay.
The best movie I've seen is called Conquest. It should have been nominated for a Golden Globe. Right on. Thank you, Sarah. Be creative. Maybe I'll check it out.
That's 2 times you're asking. What about the 3rd time? How much time went by?
I don't know.
Months or weeks?
I don't know.
What about the 4th time?
Again, I don't know how many times and I don't know specific dates.
So I guess my question is, how does your system work if you're not getting the discovery that you're asking a police officer for, and you're asked for it, let's just say 5 times? What do? Do you go to the office and you sit down and say, give me these search warrants, I have to turn them over?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Did you do that in this case?
Yes.
You go to Trooper Proctor and say, give me the search warrants because I have
Right. That's what it boils down to. Like, what she's doing is she is executing a brilliant method of showing that there's no fucking excuse for this. It's bullshit. It's not about whose fault it is. It means shit whose fault it is. The bottom line here is that her client had the right to the discovery. Client had the right to it. That's it. That's what it boils down to. So she's doing this. She's proving in this brilliant way that there's really no fucking excuse for her client to not have discovery. 2021, dude.
I have to turn them over.
Yes.
When did you do that?
Sometime prior to the defendant's
6
arraignment in
search
December
warrants.
of 21.
November of 21, did you say?
December of 21.
December of 21. So when you get to his office, do you go there or do you tell him to come to your office? I don't know how that works.
Either way, I don't
Remember how you met about the search warrant the first time?
the
In other words, did he come to you or you go to him?
I don't know.
Okay. So you have a sit down.
Yes.
And you ask him for the 6 search warrants. What did he say?
Okay, you will get them to me.
He will get them to you.
Yes.
Okay. If you tell him I have an obligation to turn this over because it's Rule 14 discovery, I need it right away, I've asked for it 5 times, what's the deal?
Those specific words, no, but the gist, yes.
Well, tell me what you said specifically.
I don't know.
Well, give me a best estimate of what you said. To Trooper Proctor, after you asked 5 times the search warrant that he didn't turn over.
Sustained.
So, did you keep any notes of your conversations with Trooper Proctor when you were asking for these 6 search warrants that he didn't give you?
Right.
No.
Why not?
Right. So you're telling me, but you don't remember anything of what you said. You're saying you asked him for these fucking warrants, right? But you don't remember how you asked him. You don't remember any words you used. You don't remember what the vibe was when you asked him. You don't remember what excuse he gave when he didn't give them to you. Explain the scenario to me. Why can't you do that?
Why not?
It was something that I knew that was outstanding. It was something that I had asked for in written form numerous times. I didn't feel the need to write a note that I asked for it again.
So that's the first sit down. Did you send emails after the first sit down saying, hey, you're probably going to send these 6 search warrants, I still don't have them?
Objection, assuming facts.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the
Did
question?
you send another email to Trooper Proctor after you had this sit down sometime in December of 2021 saying, hey, you still didn't send those 6 search warrants, can you send them over?
Yes.
How far after Mr. King's arraignment in December of 2021 did you send that email to Trooper Proctor?
I don't know.
Was it a year?
I don't think so, no.
What do you think? What's your best estimate of when you sent that email after you sat down with Trooper Proctor?
I would say probably a few months later.
All right, a few months.
Yes.
So February, March of 2022, is that what you think it is?
I don't recall specifically.
So when you're in this room with Trooper Proctor asking about the 6 search warrants, do you ask him for his file? Give me your whole file so I can go through it and figure out what's in it?
No.
Why not?
Right. Because surely the lead investigator has a file on the case. Surely he does. At the very least, he would have a file. Right? Something with everything that he needs. You know, in order to provide the ADA, the Commonwealth, with the means to effectively prosecute someone. So, surely, Michael Proctor has a file on this case. How could he not? Did you ask him for it?
You're there.
Why
You're
not?
Discovery. You have the obligation, not the police officer. Why don't you ask?
I entrusted that whatever discovery I was requesting, I would get at some point in a timely fashion and then turn it over.
But you didn't get it. You asked for it 5 times. You didn't get it. You had to go see him.
Yeah, that's bullshit right there, dude. You just casually chilled out. you just casually just chilled out and was like, Mike's good for it, man. You know? I mean, I asked him for the shit 5 fucking times, but he's good for it, bro. It's cool. I'm sure he'll give it to me sometime within the time that the defendant has the right to a speedy trial, sometime in that window. Unreal, dude. Like, what kind of like he's saying without saying that he doesn't give a fuck about prosecuting someone. Like, that's what he's saying without saying. He's like, this is brilliant. This is a brilliant line of questioning, because he sounds like a little kid who didn't turn in his homework simply because he was fucking lazy, right? He sounds like my mom grilling me for not having done my homework and getting a bad grade. You told me you didn't have homework that day, right? Because this is the kind of shit I did as a kid. I lied about not having homework. And was just like, I'll worry about it whenever, you know, like I'll just take the heat when the heat comes, but I don't want to sit down and do homework. And for some reason, I thought it was more productive to sit there and get fucking grilled by my mom about why I got this bad grade. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, that made more sense to do that rather than just fucking doing the homework. But But that's what he sounds like. He sounds like a child whose mom is questioning him why he got this bad grade. Okay, because it says you didn't turn in your homework. You didn't turn in your homework. 6 assignments. 6 assignments, bro. You didn't turn it in. Why not? Okay. You're telling me that the teacher had the paper that you needed? Did you ask the teacher? Did you go to the teacher's office? Did you stay after class and ask the teacher and say, "Hey, my grade means something to me. Can I please have the tools I need to get my homework done?" Right? I mean, this is what this is. This is a mom grilling a child. A child who's just straight up lying about being too lazy. Not wanting to admit that they're lazy.
You have them right there now, and you still don't say, "Give me your file."
Right.
Go through it.
No, I did not.
And when he says, "You'll get the search warrants, I'll send them to you," did he have them? Did he have copies of the search warrants? Just want to give them to you?
That I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Well,
wow.
You don't get the search warrants in any event after that sit down, and you send another email. What's Trooper Proctor's response to that email?
Again, I don't know that I sent another email, but I know that there were subsequent conversations about it. Whether it was what format it was in, I don't know.
Okay, and at this point, you have to be getting a little upset with Trooper Proctor that you're
Okay,
asking for
like nobody believes that. Nobody fucking believes that. Nobody believes that he contacted Proctor about this shit at all. Judge Krupp does not believe that. Judge Krupp is not an idiot. Judge Krupp is sitting there listening to this guy make these lame excuses and avoid answering with a straight answer. Like he's just sitting there making these lame excuses. I don't know, man. You have to ask him. It's fascinating because he's just like, nobody believes, like you expect us all to believe that you don't remember what medium you chose to use to contact Michael Proctor and request these search warrants. You don't know. You have no memory of what medium you used. You're not giving answers like, normally I communicate through email, so it was most likely an email. But see, he can't answer that way because he never sent an email. Normally, I do it through text, but, so I probably sent a text. I mean, it was a long time ago, but knowing myself and how I normally communicate with other Massachusetts police officers or whoever I need evidence from is either it's usually either through email or text. And I'm just speculating here, but why wouldn't he say that? Why wouldn't he give that information up and go and give the best answer that he could? Oh, no, I mean, I don't know. Could have been anything. That's what he just sat there and did in front of this judge. A fucking assistant district attorney of Norfolk County is sitting there going, dog ate it? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Information he's not giving, right?
Objection.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, your question again?
You have to get a little upset at Trooper Proctor that you're asking him for information that he's not giving you, right?
I'd say upset, frustrated probably.
I'm sorry?
Frustrated probably.
Judge, can we talk about this briefly?
Frustrated probably. Frustrated probably.
In any event, ADA Lally, a couple of months goes by, you still don't have the 6 search warrants. What do you do?
I don't know. I mean, I'm specific to the 6 search warrants. I don't recall as far as there was a topic that was discussed repeatedly. Obviously, I never received them because I never provided them to you or to Ms. Costa.
Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is you knew they existed, and you knew that, let me say this, you knew that all 6 search warrants existed. Is that right?
Yes, we went through all six of the search warrants on the last day of the grand jury presentation on November 19th, 2021. That's in the grand jury minutes as far as going through each of the materials.
Now, make no mistake, folks. I am absolutely of the full-on belief that if Karen Reed had Judge Krupp and not Judge Beverly Cannoni, Lally's ass would have been sitting in that seat back in 2023. And that would have been Alan Jackson or David Yannetti shredding his ass. Guarantee you, if Judge Bev was not on that case, his ass would be sitting in the same fucking spot. Back in 23, bro. You know what I mean?
Each of the search warrants, that they were search warrants, how the material was obtained, and the material that was returned in response to 3 of the search warrants was marked as grand jury exhibits 33, 34, and 35.
Right, but not the search warrant.
Correct. Well, no, actually, I'm sorry.
Information in front of the grand jury about 6 search warrants that you hadn't seen, and you put returns or information that had been returned in front of the grand jury on search warrants you had never seen.
So with
Answer that
the,
question.
and I'm trying to, so
Okay.
with regard to those 3 search warrants, that was 306, 307, and 329, which were the call detail records for your client, the victim, Mr. Simmons, and Mr. Jeanette. The materials also that came back from the cell phone providers also contained a copy of the warrant, as well as the addendum to the warrant, which was then also provided to you in Ms. Costa and Discovery.
But not the warrants themselves.
No, the warrants themselves and the addendums, not the application and not the affidavit.
Right, so you understand that in order to make a determination as to whether or not you're going to suppress that evidence information, you actually need what you asked for and what you, in the affidavit, that told the magistrate why you had probable cause.
Jess Machado, what's up? It's great to see you in here. Yeah, I completely agree. He's a classic cuck. Turtle Boy would absolutely agree with you. Why? I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I mean, it's a short story. So one of the times that I went to a Karen Reed hearing, and it was the one time, it was the one where it was the hearing where they were arguing the motion to get Bill Reed's phone. And I sit next to Aiden in the courtroom for that, and we see Lally come up. And as I said many times, Lally in person is one of the most unimpressive people I've ever seen. Just unimpressive is the best word that I could use to describe him in person. And so Aiden immediately, like, as he sees him, he's like, it's so fucking funny. Like, we're sitting in the courtroom, he goes, Lally's just a fucking cuck now. Lally's just a fucking cuck now. Like, I mean, what did he do? Spend his morning getting his fucking dry cleaning and his coffee? Like, look at him. He's just got to sit there while, like, if this case is Hank Brennan, if this case is Lally's wife, Hank Brennan is now fucking his wife right in front of him. And he's got to just sit there and watch. He's got to sit there and take it. And I was just giggling. Like, I was just laughing because he was like, you're right. That's exactly the truth right there. Jess Machado. He's a classic cuck. He's got to sit back. And then in this case, Proctor just did whatever the fuck he wanted and probably just treated Lally like a fucking goon, dude. Like nothing. Probably treated Lally like a fucking, like a redheaded stepchild. You know? Probably picked on him, probably made fun of him, and Lally probably actively avoided Proctor. And that's why he wouldn't ask for the fucking evidence. Because he didn't know how to be assertive and go, hey, man, I need to fucking prosecute this case. Your job is to collect the evidence, but more importantly, to provide me with it. There's no point in collecting the evidence if you don't fucking provide me with it. How am I supposed to effectively prosecute this person? And that's it. Like, but he clearly didn't have the balls to do this. According to this line of questioning right here, this is the most telling thing. This is the most telling situation, is that this dude didn't even have the testicular substance to ask Michael Proctor for the evidence that he needs to do his fucking job. Classic cuck.
Cause, right?
Objection.
I can take judicial notice of that, and I'm sure Mr. Lally knows that.
So, you get in front of the grand jury. When do you present this case to the grand jury?
Dude, like, you're either... Listen, man. There's no reason for that. Like, every time you see a fucking movie where, or a TV show, like Law and Order, for instance, right? Let's just use Law and Order as a and we'll use SVU as a example. Like, you've got Carisi, he's the new guy. He was on the team as a cop, but then he became an ADA, right? Carisi. Whenever you see Carisi, and he's like Benson and Ice-T, fucking Finn, they'll be like, listen, we got you this, we got you that. He's like, no murder weapon. I can't do nothing without a murder weapon. Get me the murder weapon so I could do my job. You do your job and I'll do my job. But I can't do my job until you do yours. and then these people are just like, fuck. But he walks out of the room, perfectly confident, perfectly in control of the whole goddamn situation. He's lit a fire under SVU's ass, and now they went out looking for the shit that he needs to successfully prosecute the person that they're trying to nail. You got to be assertive. Okay? Lally doesn't have that shit, dude. You can tell it's in his posture. It's in his posture. He walks into the courtroom, dude. He's like, You just frumpy as fuck. Like, this dude does not have the balls to fucking tell Proctor, yo, let's go, dude.
Began in July of 2021. That grand jury sat in July, August, and September. The presentation had not been completed at that point, so there was a motion to extend the grand jury, and I believe there was one subsequent date that we went before them on November 19th, 2021.
November what?
19th, 2021, that's when indictments were returned.
In 2021?
Correct.
Okay. So at some point when Mr. King is arraigned.
Yeah, bro, he's fucking Eeyore, bro.
At that point, Rule 14 kicks in, right?
Yes, I mean, I'm thinking...
Right?
He's fucking Eeyore. Why bother?
I'm thinking about Rule 14 well before that.
Okay.
No, you're not.
And you know, when you,
no, you're not.
You still don't have the search warrant. You have another conversation with Trooper Proctor about, hey, where are these search warrants? I have to turn them over.
I'm sure I didn't.
And do you know when that would have been?
I don't.
Okay. And then, remember at some point in December of 2021, receiving a discovery notice from me.
That's, yeah. Dave Fielder. He is like Ned Beatty in Deliverance.
Discovery motion or what?
Motion, I'm sorry, motion, Judge.
Man, I still have a hard time watching that movie, dude.
After having filed this motion, you asked the time to go through and make sure that you can comply with all requests, right?
Yes.
And you didn't have any specific objections to anything that I was asking for, right?
At that time, no.
Okay. May I first withdraw?
Yes.
Sorry.
Is that an exhibit? Is that a docket entry?
It is a docket entry, Judge.
You know what it is?
I think it's.
Or we can mark that just so that there's a record of what you're showing the witness.
That's my writing on it, Judge.
All right, so.
But I'll do it after the hearing. I'll find the exhibit and I'll make a clean copy and send it to the court, Judge. So once you get the discovery notice, you know for sure that there are certain categories of information that we're looking for, right?
Yes.
And number one is all automatic mandatory discovery under Rule 14, right?
Correct.
Would you consider those search warrants automatic mandatory discovery under Rule 14? Okay.
Right.
And we were looking for any and all statements of witnesses, is that right?
Yes.
Right.
And we were looking for all exculpatory information, whether
the document speaks for itself.
Okay, that's fine, Judge. So after I filed this motion to December of 2021, you have another conversation with Trooper Proctor saying, give me the 6 search warrants.
I'm sure I did. My general practice is
none of these are documented, by the way.
Counsel, what I'll do is I'll send that to the appropriate police personnel as far as
where are these conversations?
By making sure that they're apprised of what's been at least asked for.
And did you do that in this case? Did you send my motion of discovery to Trooper Proctor, to the Milton Police, to the crime lab, to the medical examiner's office? Did you send it to all those entities?
Every motion that you filed, yes.
Okay. And then what did you do to follow up with each of those entities? Let's start with the state police. They get a copy of my discovery motion. You're looking for all of the evidence that they have, and specifically these 6 search warrants that, for whatever reason, Trooper Proctor hasn't given you. When you follow up, how long does it take you to follow up from the time that you give them the motion until you get an answer from them?
Specifically, I don't know. Typically, I would give it a couple of weeks or so.
And after a couple, in this case, did you give it a couple of weeks, you think?
Probably.
Okay. And then what happens?
And then I'll follow up again.
When you say follow up, do you send another email or do you get in your car and drive down there and say, we got to end this, give me the stuff?
Email or a phone call.
Okay. And so did you email a phone call, or make a phone call to Trooper Proctor in this case?
I'm sure I did.
And what was his response?
I don't
He asked for the 6 search warrants.
I don't recall.
That's because you didn't request. You didn't do that. Because right there, now, the Glare Institute of Law and stuff, we assume that there's probably a protocol for an organized assistant district attorney as far as when he wants the evidence that he files a motion for. He files a motion and he wants those results. Like when there's a ruling on that motion, says, okay, this has to be turned over. I need that now. Like I need a couple of weeks or so. What kind of answer is that? See what I'm saying? A couple of weeks or so. Or even what makes sense to me would be, well, it depends on the case. You know, it depends on the case, you know, maybe. But nothing like that. He was just like, a couple of weeks or so. And then when she's like, okay, did you make an email or a phone? Did you write an email or make a phone call in this case to Trooper Proctor about this? I'm sure I did. What was his response? I don't recall. How do you not? If you're proving that these cases that you're either lying or you're showing, no, sorry. Let me put it this way. You're either lying and you're showing that you don't give a fuck about getting justice for anybody. You don't give a fuck about the justice system. You don't give a fuck about your job and your duties, your civic duty. You don't give a fuck about this. You're showing everyone this. Or you're showing everyone just that you don't give a fuck about your civic duties. Now, I think it's the former. I think it's both those things. Because if you gave a fuck about your civic duties, you wouldn't have to sit up there and lie on the stand, would you? In the very justice system that you're sworn to defend, that you're sworn to uphold to the best of your abilities and be a warrior for the truth. That is your job. That is your civic duty. But that's the thing, is if you're lying, you're showing that you don't give a fuck about what your duties are, which makes you a piece of shit. Because, I mean, think about it. Let's ask Bob what he thinks.
What could be more egregious? What could be more misleading than that? And what could be more important?
Exactly, Bob. What could be more important? What could be more important?
Well, do you have any notes of your conversation with him? Maybe you're taking notes?
I don't believe so, no.
Is there a reason you didn't take notes when you spoke to Trooper Proctor after the search warrants had become an issue? That you wouldn't take notes of what Trooper Proctor told you about the search warrants?
So you're asking me about a conversation that I don't recall specifically when it happened or exactly what was said. So whether or not I took notes for that conversation, I don't know. What I would do typically in my general practice is to follow up with whoever I had outstanding discovery requests in relation to try to get whatever information that I was seeking.
Okay, so did you follow up with Trooper Proctor about the 6 search warrants?
I'm sure I did, amongst probably a number of other items.
Okay, and then you knew the case was going in for another date.
Probably another
on
number of
December, right?
items.
Yes.
And you knew you'd have to answer to the court what you provided and what's outstanding. Isn't that typically how it goes?
Right.
Discovery date?
Yes.
Did you ever tell the court, geez, I have these 6 search warrants that Trooper Proctor has. I can't get my hands on them. Can you issue an order or can you help me out here?
Did I do that? No.
So when you went to court, do you remember representing to the court that discovery was ongoing and that you were producing as much information as you could? Remember that?
Typically, that's what I would say if that was the case, yes.
Okay, but you knew when you represented that to the court that you didn't have the search warrants, right?
Yes.
So what was your plan? How were you going to get them?
As I stated, what my practice would be if there was some...
Dude, I'm convinced that Adam Lally spends his free time at home in his tidy-whities, taking bong rips and playing video games, playing like first person online video games and talking shit, you know? Like, I'm convinced that this is how he spends his time, because he's definitely not spending his time building a case against someone effectively. Like, he's not, like, he's talking like somebody who doesn't know what his duties are as a prosecutor and doesn't give a fuck to even meet them, right? Which is somebody who I picture just sitting there fucking. Oh, fuck. That fat fuck Morrissey's calling me. Fucking talk to him in the morning. Oh, you're gonna sneak up on me from behind, huh? Stupid fuck. Just talking shit, playing video games, insulting little kids. Let me tell you something. Let me ask you something. Does your mom know that you're a piece of shit? Does your mom know that you're a cheating piece of shit? You little fuck. Like, that's what I picture Lally doing in his free time. I do not picture him doing anything that self-respecting, responsible adult would do in any way, shape, or form that would be indicative with being an attorney or an ADA. I just don't see it. You know what I mean?
Some outstanding item of discovery, I would request it and follow up if I hadn't received it.
But you did that. You requested it 5 times. You went to see him. Then you got my discovery motion. You sent that to him. You waited another month. And then what happened?
I don't recall.
Well, don't you tell him, get me these things now. I'm coming down your office.
Objection.
Overruled.
Did I ever tell him that? No.
Okay. So what do you do when he's not complying with your request? What's the policy in the office of the district attorney's office in Norfolk County when a state trooper is not complying with a request for discovery?
Objection.
Overruled if there is a policy.
What's the policy?
I don't know any specific policy related to that.
You go to and say, hey, I've asked Trooper Proctor 5, 6, 7 times for these search warrants. I've been down to see him in person at least once. He's not getting them to me. What do I do?
Oh my God, dude.
No.
Did you ever have
What
a
a
case
fucking
other than the
retard.
Gardner case where a state trooper didn't give you search warrants that you had been asking for since before indictment?
Objection. Overruled.
Not that I recall, no.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I have one slight issue? The discovery that the discovery request the counsel is speaking to, I don't believe it was ever docketed. I don't have a copy of it. I've never seen it. So
The motion. The motion.
The motion for discovery was filed.
It may not have reached the docket.
I want to make sure that you see it, though. Let's make sure you.
I'm speaking about it a lot here.
No. Attorney Capiccio, can you just give it to me?
Yeah, that's what makes him a fucking liar. That's why I don't believe he's just incompetent. I think that Jess Machado is onto something, that he's just a fucking lazy cuck, that he doesn't know how to be assertive with the detectives who are required to share fucking evidence that's necessary to effectively prosecute somebody. Fucking dummy. Like, how can you fucking sit there? Like, how do you show your face in the office after that? Like, how do you, I mean, I've never worked for a fucking district attorney, but I can't even imagine having the face to show at the district attorney's office. And I guess I could if Michael Morrissey was that district attorney, because something tells me he's behind that shit too. I mean, why wouldn't I think that? You know what I mean? What if dude, it's like I explained, dude, any fucking small business, dude, listen, the boss is accountable, bro. If this guy's not doing his fucking job, his superior is accountable. It's his job to make sure that he's effectively doing his job, that his subordinate is effectively doing their job. That's Michael Morrissey's job. Like, this is all going on under Michael Morrissey's watch. So, I mean, oh, look, I think I got maybe a prank call. Let's see. Hello? Hello? What are you wearing? I hate when people prank call me and don't do anything. Like, do something. Holy shit, what is this?
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
How dare you?
Rackets, homie, Ricada Law. Hey, man, this is my formal invasive invitation to an interview. You, me, sultry music. I can tell you about my watch and stuff. You in? I'm totally in. I'm totally fucking in. Absolutely. 100%. I'm very much in. And I'm actually quite honored that you asked. Just contact me on X, I guess. DM me and we'll set something up, man. Anytime you want. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So I don't want to go over this all night because this is actually kind of repetitive, and it's really funny that Nick dropped in because all right on, Nick. It's really funny that Nick dropped in because I was actually going to go over his review of the interview that I did with Uncivil Law, Kurt. And it's really funny. Listen, I'm grateful to Kurt for inviting me on. I think he's a nice guy. I don't have any issues with him. But I mean, Nick kind of nailed it. He kind of fucking nailed it. When he's right, he's right. It was really funny. It was. Oh, you're finishing the review tonight? Oh my god. So yeah, I'm probably gonna spend the rest of this stream going over Nick's review of that because it's undeniably very funny. And I'm a big Nick Ricada fan. I always have been. So yeah, I'm really excited to be joining him. So I'll check my DMs as soon as I get a second, and we'll solidify this thing. Yeah, that the thing is it wasn't like it was just a little awkward. It was tense. Like I keep seeing this happen with Turtle Boy. He's on his little whore tour, and I keep seeing this happen with Turtle Boy. And it's like nobody's doing anything deliberately wrong, but there's the click where you get a conversation and it's kind of works like a watch, like the inside of a watch, and everything just works and it's funny, like me and Hannibal and Monty did last night, like we do every time. Either that happens or it doesn't, and it wasn't happening with Kurt that day. And I wish for his sake it did. It didn't bother me in any, but it's definitely a little awkward. It's definitely a little awkward. But yeah, Nick kind of nailed it when he reviewed it, that first part of it. It was really funny. Yeah, I laughed hysterically when I watched it in the morning. So yeah, we're actually going to go over that right now because I'm interested in seeing how this turns out. I'm going to be following it a little bit closer. I shouldn't have exited out of there. Stupid, man. All right. And yeah, soon I'm going to go over Aiden's Aiden's court hearing with the fake victim. And hold on a second. Let me. Oh, okay. Yeah, his stream is already set up. Yeah, it's conveniently right at the 5-hour mark where it starts. Yeah, this is just for fun. And I'm not, this isn't a jab at Kurt. It's just when something's fucking funny, it's fucking funny, dude. It's just that simple. This was fucking funny.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Uncivil Law. As always, I'm your host, Uncivil Law, a licensed attorney in Texas, Virginia, and before the U.S. Supreme Court, and I hope you're having a great day. For today's stream, we have a guest. You know him as the Glarer. I know him as a strange guy who I'd like to know a little bit more about. So we're going to try to get to know who is the Glarer. Why the Glarer? Why does he have a wrestling name? What is his wrestling intro song? This is really important information. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I didn't realize I had a wrestling name though. Right.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely got some WWE vibes for me.
I
Or
love
maybe
it.
or maybe not full the show, maybe more like a regional, semi-professional kind of feeling.
I can't. No, definitely your name is a wrestling name. Like full WWE vibe. Well, like maybe not full ones. Like maybe like a regional show of not famous people. Like it just immediately is fucking awkward. I don't know what to do.
I will take it as a compliment, sir.
What
Absolutely.
is your entry song?
My entry song?
Yeah, when if they bring the wrestler in from the locker room, they bring them into the octagon or the fighting cage or whatever it is in your.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was I was really thrown off by that first set of questions. I was just like, okay, I don't even know how to
particular style. They play some sort of music. So what music are they playing for you as you're walking from the locker room, doing your whole like bug dance that we, are so famous for seeing?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a really good question. Probably.
Now,
I want to go with Frontier.
I'm gonna be honest.
Is my choice if I'm ever.
I lied because that was not a good question. It was not a good question at all.
A wrestler.
90 seconds. If Kurt's ever a wrestler, he's asking the Glarer what his intro song is. Glare's like, I am not prepared for a discussion about how my name is wrestling name, and now I have a wrestling intro song, and I have to pick it on the fly. I have no fucking clue what's going on. And what did he just say? What did he say the title of the song was? Hold on.
I want to go with Frontier Psychiatrist is my choice if I'm ever.
Frontier Psychiatrist? What
yeah,
song is
no,
this?
and I didn't like deliberately lie. It was just like, how you just habitually say, oh, that's a good question because you're stuck. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know how to answer it. So I just, that's how I said, I don't know, that's a good question. So I just used the wrong wording because it was not a good question.
It's like, what is going on? Yeah, I get that he's doing an icebreaker from his improv group, right? Like I get that. Maybe. I don't know. Some people unironically are like really into wrestling, and maybe Kurt is. I'm not sure.
Like I was. I mean, we could have talked about classic wrestling. I would have been fine with that.
This interview,
like, I was. I mean,
never
I was down to
more
talk about whatever he wanted
than this moment. Like, this is the most.
All right. Now, before I let Rackets continue here, I gotta say, I was just thrown off by him wanting to interview me, and I was like, okay, you know, I mean, because I just didn't understand what, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like I understand somebody wanting a law tuber on their channel to, you know, pick their brain and their insight, but when a law tuber contacts me and says, I want to interview you, you know, like Nick was just like, just come on and we'll talk and hang out. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense. All right, cool. You know, but when a law tuber says they want to interview me, I'm like, I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea what to expect. But I certainly did not expect that. But the thing is I would have been down to talk about classic wrestling. I'm so bummed out Hulk Hogan's dead. You know what I mean? Like, he hadn't died yet when we did this, but I would have been super down to talk about all kinds of shit. I could have talked about Glenn Jacobs, who's like my favorite mayor of all time, and who used to be Kane. Like, we could have talked about all this shit. It's fascinating.
Most comfortable
Like,
the interview is. So,
see, I don't even see that, but okay. You know, but I would have been down to answer anything. You know what I mean?
Hold on. We got to do another 90 seconds, right?
Like, the thing is I run my, like, that's how I've always approached this channel. I was like, I want to be somebody who never has anything to fucking hide. Like, if I'm going to get canceled, so fucking be it. If, like, I'm going to be totally honest about my shit. And if people like it, right on. You know, people who don't, they don't have to watch it. And that makes doing this so easy. That makes coming up here, not knowing what I'm going to talk about sometimes at all, so easy. It makes being completely and totally honest with yourself and being totally, like, having conviction about how you fucking live your life and not giving a fuck what anybody else thinks about it, makes doing this very easy. It means I don't have to keep up with a bunch of bullshit in my head. I don't have to worry about slipping up. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I agree with Nick in the sense we could have had a very cool, natural conversation, but I just didn't know what was happening here. We were definitely on a different wavelength.
Wrestler.
Oh, Frontier Psychiatry, and that is done by who?
By the Avalanches. He's nuts. He's crazy in the coconut. What that mean? That boy needs therapy.
Okay. Yeah, no. I'm not aware of that one. I'm sorry.
Great one.
Right on. I don't know. Probably. I don't even know the title, but it's by a band called Idols.
Okay.
But yeah, that would probably be my song.
I mean,
but I'm not even sure what the title is.
I honestly just threw that out there so we can move on to the next subject, because this subject was just, I was not wrapping my head around any sense of importance to it whatsoever. Not even for sheer entertainment value. I didn't see how, you know, his chat would enjoy these questions. You know what I mean? And this particular subject, as far as it had gone at this point. So I was just like, and yeah, I think that would have been it, Cherry. I think that would have been it. Yeah.
Title of it is. So.
Can you sing a few bars for us?
Oh God, no. No.
Wait.
No. You sing a few bars? No.
Right. I already wanted.
You want to sing? What are you doing?
Out of that.
Ryan Blue Thunder says, "Hi Nick, I've barely met you, but I think your wrestling intro song is Temple of the Dogs. I'm going hungry." Wait, is that I'm going hungry? Going hungry. Like that song?
Okay.
AKA Hunger Strike.
Nick's out here nailing fucking Chris Cornell. All right.
Holy shit. I think I remember that song.
Sing the song. Do it.
No, I can't even. No,
Do it. Sing the
Hu-
song.
Hunger of the
Do it.
Dog.
no, I can't even remember how it goes. Actually, I just
This is brilliant. I actually really like the glare here. He's like, some song by the Idols. I don't even remember the title. I don't know. How's it go? Sing it for us. No, I don't really want to. Sing the song. No, I don't even remember how the song goes, but that's my intro. So this is perfect. He's picked an intro song. He doesn't remember the title
Like,
or how it goes.
I've never reviewed a review of something that I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I wanted to do this, because I watched this and I was like, this is fucking hilarious.
Oh,
just remember playing it at one point and thinking like, yeah, man. So if I was a fighter, I would fucking come out to that music. You know what I mean? But I can't even remember.
I know you're a fan of Rocky, just so long as you don't do something trite like Eye of the Tiger, man. I mean, you gotta work better for that, man.
Yeah. You got to be more creative than that. Have better, yeah.
I didn't want to punch you in the face before. If you do go with Eye of the Tiger right now,
I'm really just trying to have a conversation with the guy. I'm really just trying to have a conversation with the guy. Because like I said, I like Kurt. I know he's not real popular with most other people in here right now. Okay. But he's never done anything to me. And I think he's definitely different. But I really wanted this to go well for him. It's his channel, it's his content. So I was doing everything that I could to like make it not uncomfortable. I really was. And it's just like every time I tried to like, reach my arm out for him, man, he just wouldn't take it, and the other point that I was going to make is I don't think I've ever used the word trite in my life. I mean, and let me address, now that I got Nick on here, because he talked, well, I'll address it when it comes up. But yeah, I'll address it when it comes up.
like it's so trite.
I mean, that's the thing. Trite Eye of the Tiger. Man, like I didn't want to punch. Like now I want to punch you though, because you did Eye of the Tiger. It's like you decided to pick an iconic song related to fighting. Like, how fucking stupid are you?
As much of a Stallone fan as I am, he's got terrible taste in music. Like if you think about the music that he picks for his movies,
Yeah. I went to Clemson University, which of course is the Tigers, and so I heard
Eye of the Tiger is a fantastic song. What are we talking? Will, I'm getting mad at you now. Survivor was cool. Who's out there saying Eye of the Tiger isn't good? Is it overplayed at like college sporting events? Yes.
I mean,
Eye of the Tiger.
I don't even follow sports, so I don't even get how overplayed it is to a sports fan. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's totally played out. And like, listen, I will say this. I'm not shitting on Survivor altogether. I'm not. I'm just like, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong that Eye of the Tiger is actually a good song. I mean, there's a reason. Part of the reason why Rocky 3 was as successful as it was because, I mean, you're talking to, I mean, it's this, you know what I mean? I love Rocky. Like, I named my dog Clubber for fuck's sake. I named my cat Drago for fuck's sake. So, and when I'm at the gym, the Rocky soundtracks do play sometimes. Sometimes I'm in the mood, but I do skip Eye of the Tiger just because it's so fucking played out. But I think Survivor, I think Burning Heart on Rocky 4 is fucking one of the greatest songs ever. I think it's amazing. And it's just perfectly put there. Now,
And then there's another song on the Rocky IV soundtrack that's by the same band that did Eddie and the Cruisers. So basically it's Eddie and the Cruisers. It's just John Cafferty, right? That's a really good song. But a lot of the other stuff, I'm just like, what? Like the Kenny Loggins stuff that he puts in his movies, like the music and this movie Lockup, terrible. Music in Over the Top. No, it's weird. It's weird that it's the soft, pretty, and he's in the truck and there's this really shitty song playing on the radio and the kid turns off the radio. I'm like, right on, kid. Yeah, that's the right move. Stallone's like, oh, that was a nice song. I don't know why you did that. And I'm just like, why does he love this really shitty music so much? That's what I meant by that. But Eye of the Tiger is a good song, but it's just really played out. But it is definitely one of the reasons why Rocky III was as successful as it was.
So many times. At this point, it's like, Pavlovian response, and I just want to kill things.
Pavlovian, not Pavolian. Pavlovian response. Just killing things would imply that.
Oh, you just gave me an idea.
Pavlovian response is a conditioned response.
You just gave me an idea, Nick. I'll talk to you about it soon. You gave me an idea.
That your body has to being used to the the mental stimulation of something typically. So like the Pavlov had a dog, and he would give it a treat to associate with whatever thing, like a bell ringing or whatever. And so then when the dog heard the bell ringing, it would start to salivate as if it was expecting the treat. The Pavlovian response of killing people would imply that Kurt has somehow engaged in a dopamine reaction to murder. And so his Pavlovian response is murdering because he's done so much of it. It's fucking weird.
I hear you.
What's
up, man? How you been?
My alarm app is reminding me it's whatever time of day it is. No, I've been good. I've been good. Happy. I've been trying to do some edited videos, working on scripting and stuff like that, trying to get my style down. Been going to the gym more. I went to the gym a little bit today. I ran a little short in time, but I did 3 exercises, which is better than none. I did some hack squats. So that's if it 1 3
just hitting the gym, doing some hack squats. It's like Dwight Schrute ate Michael Scott and is talking to a guy who's been to the gym about going to the gym.
Exercises a hack squat. You're doing okay. That's all right.
Yeah, no, that's good. Oh, is my sound
It
better?
is kinda
I
like
think my sound is better now. Somebody in the chat was saying something about it, so I got my mic worked out, fixed, I think.
Oh my God.
Hack squats, always good, sir. Always good. I like hack squats. And I like them because when I do hack squats, I like to finish off my set with calf raises on the hack
I did
squat
calf
machine.
raises today. Well, not on the
Yeah.
calf raise. I did it on a standing calf raise machine, but yeah.
Yeah, if you have a standing calf raise machine, even better. But my gym doesn't have that, so I just kind of make do with the hack squat. Not now, of course, since I'm a gimp, but
Really, tell me more about your gimp lifestyle.
Yeah.
Do you go full leather mask?
No. Now, I think that he was trying to be funny here. But it failed. Like, I don't know if his issue is timing or delivery, or I don't know what it is. It could be the hat. I don't know. But that came up. Like, I thought he was going to start talking to me about exercise habits and and I thought he was leading into talking about exercise, and I would have been really into that conversation because I like talking about that stuff. It's something that I'm really into. It's something that and what's funny is I'm not even that knowledgeable on it. I'm a certified personal trainer, but I forgot most of it. But but what I wanted to engage in was talk about the mental health benefits of exercise. I thought this is where he was leading into, and that's what I was hoping for. And then what ends up happening is it takes a hard left turn into bondage gear and whether or not I'm a fucking bottom that sits in a fucking treasure chest. It's locked in a fucking treasure chest all day. I didn't know what to do with that shit, you know?
No,
Like I would just, he just kept throwing me curveballs every time I thought that we were gonna have a momentum of conversation.
I can't walk, so
I don't think that's what a GIMP is.
Well, according.
What is happening? What is happening? What is happening?
What's up, Olivia?
There's a way to pull off this line of questioning. It's possible. like
oh man.
I don't really know how, but I know it can be done. I have faith that someone has the riz to pull off the, oh, you must be a bondage gimp then, when he's clearly talking about not being able to work out because like maybe he has an injury, he's temporarily unable to do things.
To the Pulp Fiction movie, that's not what a gimp is, but you know, middle schoolers, a gimp is somebody who can't walk.
Sure. I think we know about your secret. I think we're learning more about why you're called the Glarer. It's your GIMP name.
You see, he kept with it. He kept on, and I'm really like,
Do
my
gimps
mind
regularly glare.
In my mind, I'm begging for this to just like. I wasn't begging for the interview to end just yet. I was just begging for this subject to be squashed and put to bed for good. I wanted to move on from it. It was weird. It wasn't that it made me uncomfortable in the sense that he was asking me about my sexual habits. It was just like, why was he doing that? And why is this what we're talking about when I feel like we, you know, I wanted to learn from the conversation. I'm on a channel that is run by a civil lawyer. I had stuff to learn. I wanted to learn. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of like, dude, I get so fucking stoked. Like, you have no idea, dude. Like, just the thought that fucking like dope ass smart motherfuckers like the Matas and, you know, Melanie Little, you know what I'm saying? And justice served. Like, these people want to have insightful conversations about the law with me. I'm like, that's awesome. That's fucking crazy. I still can't wrap my head around that. So the way that I deal with that as best as I can is to give my opinions when it's appropriate, but mostly shut the fuck up and let the people who are trained in this subject, well educated in this subject, well experienced in this subject, talk so I can absorb, because I'm in a really lucky spot that I get to sit with the likes of these minds. That's how I always see it. So I really wanted to benefit from this. That's why I was so excited when he invited me on his channel. Crystal Limited Edition, thank you so much. Will, I watched it and you did everything you could. You were a gentleman. You even threw him a bone with the TV comments. Love you, Will. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, and it's not a big deal. I'm just, you know, we're only reviewing this because Nick's review is hilarious. And and like it and it's just funny. Like, I'd rather it be funny than just awkward. You know what I mean?
Is that a thing? Like, is that what we're learning here from Kurt? Like, is Kurt educating us on what a submissive leather-bound gimp does? And it's typically glare, because that's actually a hallmark characteristic of the submissive, is that the submission that they're doing makes them angry. So they glare a lot rather
All
than
right.
deriving pleasure from the loss of control.
All right, Nick, I'll get at you soon, buddy. I'll probably be in your chat later. But yeah, thanks for the invite. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for this review. It's really funny. As soon as it's over, I'm going to wrap this up. But yeah, man, have a good show. I'll see you in there.
Control and the submission and the dominance by the other person. Like
No, he's right. Now, what Nick's talking about is this is a thing. You know, there's subs who, you know, and they just kind of they can't they part of their discipline is that they can't be in on the situation. They just have to sit there and watch and glare. But the thing is glare just turns out to be the word that worked as this acronym. I wrote down, I was at this really pivotal place in my life, and I wrote down these words, and then I fucked around with them for a second a while later, and I was like, well, do they make it an acronym of any kind? Do they make a word? And I was like, oh, look at that. Glare. Okay, that works. But as you'll hear here, I mean, it's not really relevant to the content that I do.
Their glaring is known for glaring submissives. Just consistent, like glaring everywhere. It's a problem, actually, in the BDSM community.
No, yeah, it's all good. So I read that in some of the stuff learning about you that you started your channel podcast, at least initially, with depression to try to deal with depression. Is that correct?
No, that's not.
So
Oh
far,
my gosh,
every
this is
answer has been
fucking
no,
Nick.
not that. Every question, everything Kurt has presented, the glare has answered, well, no. Like you fucking
What's up, Scott McGinnis? It's good to see you, buddy.
it's a wrestling name. Nope. You have a wrestling song. I don't know, not that. Not that at all. Like, oh, you're a gimp. Well, no. That not like with the leather and the submission and stuff. And then he's like, well, I heard you started your channel to deal with your depression. Well, no. just everything. I can't fucking take it. Ryan Blue Thunder says uncivil glare. I shouldn't have kept this going.
Not correct.
Not correct.
I'm open about my depression and anxiety.
So am I. I talk about it a fair amount. I have major depressive disorder, so I was trying to.
We know. You see, you asked your guest about something. He's starting to talk. He's like, well, me really, I got a lot of depressive disorder. I have it. I talk about it sometimes, all the time. Actually, a lot.
Something I deal with and I talk about a lot on my channel.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that I'm not ashamed of, and I deal with very publicly. But at the same time, it's definitely not what my channel's about. My channel, I just started talking about true crime mostly just because I think what triggered that for me was I had a friend who was murdered, really good friend of mine, and I didn't really understand why that happened, and I guess I was trying to understand it a little bit better, and I started my channel. But I mean, my channel name is related.
Holy shit. Your guest comes on and says, no, I didn't start my channel because of depression. Actually, it's a true crime channel, and a really good friend of mine got murdered, and I was trying to understand that and work through it. What the fuck happened? Tell me the story. How old were you? How old was he? What are the circumstances? Were you nearby? Did you have, do you feel like you could have prevented something? What about, there's so much. And he's not even listening. He doesn't care. that story, the Glairer just tells him that story changed his entire life, basically. He said it without saying it, but he's saying it because his profession, in a minute, or in a couple minutes, they'll get to what they do, and they'll be like, yeah, I totally podcast full time. That's what the Glairer does. And it's like, that set the course of his life. It's the most important fucking story. It's the first thing he tells you about why he's doing what he's doing, because it so affected him. And Kurt has no question, nothing, nada for it. Ryan Blue Thunder says uncivil glare.
And maybe Kurt was just
this is
off his
amazing
game or something.
This is amazing. The guys, the only thing,
like, maybe Kurt was just like, maybe he'd been drinking that day or something. That happens. I'm not judging. You know, that's what I figured was the case. Like, we're not on the same wavelength. We could not get there.
I love hearing stories from people, and I love sharing stories with people, like that exchanges of what matters to people, like what gets them, what makes them who they are, is the most interesting thing. And this guy's like, here's my most interesting story. Kurt can even relate it. Well, none of my friends were murdered, but I did. My roommate murdered some guy. He murdered his dad. Like, holy crap. Like,
but it's not something that I really focus a lot on. The Glairer is an acronym, technically. Started off that way. And
what does it stand for?
There's technically 3 A's. I just don't use all 3 A's when I spell it.
Okay.
But it's gratitude, logic, awareness, acceptance, accountability, rationality, empathy, and resilience. And those are just the keywords that I focus on to help manage my depression and anxiety. These things, if I focus on those things,
but
well,
you know what, the way I look at that though, right on, you know, and you're not wrong, but the thing is like, I don't really give a shit. I don't really care, you know, like, I don't take things like that so personally, man. Like, to me, it's just like, I've developed enough self-respect because I do put a lot of work into managing my shit. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm genuinely putting that kind of work into it, I can't let shit like this get to me personally, dude. Like, that's his problem. I have enough self-worth. Nick explains it pretty well. I mean, I have enough self-worth to where, like, I'm happy to explain my experiences with him. I thought that's why I was here. And I'm happy to explain my experiences with him. But if he chose to ignore that opportunity to learn something new about the person that he invited on his show, then that's on him. You know what I'm saying? That's not something for me to get upset about. That's something for him to look at and go, maybe I probably should do that differently next time. Maybe I should be a little bit more aware of it. So look at this fucking douchebag right here. So yeah, I felt like, you know, the way that I see that is he, you know, I mean, you'll notice the way that I handle this is I'll start asking him questions. I'll try to take control of what's happening here because he's missing the opportunity to do it. So I'm going to try to take the opportunity. He wants to talk about himself. I'd like to take the opportunity to learn about him since I'm in this situation. Lemons out of lemonade, or lemonade out of lemons, excuse me. You know, like that's kind of the whole thing. This is this is actually kind of an example of the effect of how my acronym, applying it personally works for me. And I'm not preaching the shit. I'm not trying to tell anybody else to do it. I'm just saying it works for me. And this is one of the effects of that. By being genuinely grateful, by focusing, I was focused on the gratitude to him for inviting me on his show. And I was in a position, because I was grateful, instinctively, I'm going to try to make the best of it. You see what I'm saying? So it's not I didn't lose out on anything. I got as much as I could out of it, and I'm grateful for what I got out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting something out of it. Nick reviewed it, and fucking it was hilarious. And now I'm reviewing the review. You know what I'm saying? So it all works out. It's fine. I have no hard feelings towards Kurt at all. There's no reason for me to take this personally as you're, spelling out right here, right, Son? Because you're not wrong. The statement's not wrong. It's just that I don't give a fuck about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's his issue. Whether he learns from it or doesn't learn from it, that's not even my problem. You know what I mean? As a grown-ass man. Typically, they work pretty well.
Ricada law is an acronym too.
If I focus on those things, it helps manage my shit a little bit better,
I mostly focus on anger, rage, envy, resentment.
Best of luck to you. Yeah, I stopped focusing on those things, and my life has improved vastly since.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
I mean, this is not.
I mostly focus on anger.
This is not
rage,
an over,
envy.
If it wasn't me sitting there, I would have probably reacted to this the same way that Nick just did. You know what I mean? Because it was just like, wait, what? Because I honestly was sitting there going, I don't even know what to fucking do with this situation right now. What do I do with that? Is he just trying to troll me? What is going on?
Resentment. He's talking to a guy who is known for publicly dealing with and processing his depression. And he's so into that his name is a giant fucking acronym of positivity and of, personal responsibility. This mix of words that mean you're worth it. That mean it's you're worth living, and you contribute to the world, and you bring something better to the people around you. It's the reminder. It's the thing that fights the shit in your head when you're depressed that says, no, you're not actually worth it. You should go away. Everything in the Glarer's name is about why you should stay here. And Kurt's like, what I focus on.
Now, the way Nick just passionately described my name and what the purpose it serves is accurate. Absolutely accurate. I was impressed and even a little touched that he got it. So, and even seemed a little stoked about it, which was cool. Like, and then, because he's not wrong at all here. He nails it. He nails exactly what purpose it serves for me. It's like as if as soon as I said those things, he understood exactly how they would work. And that was relieving. It was pleasant. And then, but you hear Kurt's response, and it's just the exact opposite you know, and I think he was just doing that kind of to be funny too. But in a way, doing that was very contradicting. The action of pointing that out was very contradicting to with what I was trying to do, you know, or what I was trying to explain. And that's why it's pretty funny, you know. Because Nick's like, what?
Anger and rage, resentment, envy and resentment. Oh, Kurt, I know.
So
best of luck to you.
Anger leads to hate. Hate leads.
I mean, that's the only thing I can tell him. Best of luck to you, because that's another thing, dude. I'm going to go on a rant here. Okay. I'm a big believer in energy, dude. Energy, positive, negative, whatever. I'm a big believer in its existence. I'm a big believer in its importance in the universe and how it runs. I think it is the substance in which the thing that connects all things, right? And I have found that my energy, the electricity that sends signals to my brain for it to interpret, is the scientific explanation for my soul. That is what I personally believe. I believe that everything in the Bible, there is a scientific explanation for it, but when it was written, there was not any of these no technology to give it a name, to explain it. Anomalies, as all these things were, which seem like miracles. This is what I ponder on, and I pretty much believe right now. But I do believe that energy is the scientific explanation for one's soul, the thing that drives you, what makes decisions for you, what inspires you to do good things. This is electrical. And I'm not a real educated guy, you know, so I don't really know how to explain it, but I know what I believe in. And that energy has become so valuable to me that that is why my response was best of luck, because my energy is so valuable to me that I was not about to waste it on somebody who was basically explaining to me that he deliberately focuses on negative things. This is something that I absolutely flipped and changed from. That's somebody that I don't want to do anymore, man. You know, like I have worked too hard to be of someone's mindset and focus on them and be like, oh, you know, you really shouldn't think like that, because we all know this is what they really want, you know? So I'm not doing that. My energy is better spent being creative, being inspiring, and bouncing these things off like-minded people with similar intentions. That is more productive. That produces more energy, positive energy into my immediate environment. That is why I am this way, because that is what I want to do with my energy. I will not spend it hating someone. I will not spend it being jealous of someone or being envious of someone. And sometimes these things happen. You just got to check it. You know, sometimes, I mean, these things are going to happen to the best of us. Our egos are going to come into play, and these things are going to happen. But you got to be self-aware enough and be humble enough to fucking check yourself. To take the licks without punishing yourself. That's important. To be able to look in the mirror and go, okay, man, I fucked up. You know, like, all right. And this is the only way to reduce your chances of fucking up. This is the only logical solution in doing so. So, I mean, that shit, I can't do it. I don't have it. I don't got it. There's no currency in my bank that takes. You know what I'm saying? So that's why my response was, best of luck, dude. Best of luck with that, man.
Thanks.
Yes, very much so.
Or
Yes.
something.
Yeah. I've seen the Star Wars movies, but I haven't really, like, I'm not one of those Star Wars fans that everybody tends to.
Like I said, it's like Between Two Ferns, but without the script or the comedy.
It's totally like Between Two Ferns, you know. But I like Star Wars. You know, it's okay.
I like the original Star
I love
Wars.
Between Two
My
Ferns.
hot take is
so
I
much.
think A New Hope is better than Empire Strikes Back. That's my hot take.
I strongly disagree, but okay. But yeah,
True.
in my opinion, the Empire Strikes Back is probably the best one because the bad guys win. It's like one of the first popular movies where the bad guy wins.
Nails it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then Lucas went and fucked it all up with all that special edition bullshit.
Yeah.
But then you can get it's called the despecialized version, I think, off the web, where people have gone through on the various different versions that have been released and try to basically cut them together to remove all the special effects. It's pretty good.
Right.
Ice Dancer, thank you. Glare just said his friend was murdered, and we're talking about Star Wars. It's perfect. It's so delightfully flawless in how curt this conversation is. There's not a conversation happening. Yeah. Reviel NH says it's actually two separate interviews. I mean, it is, right? Like it's two people talking just right past each other. About the same subject
he's not
at the same
wrong.
time.
That's exactly what's happening right here. Yeah.
It's like Star Wars how it's supposed to be in the first place.
I was down to talk about
Yeah,
Star Wars,
right
man.
on.
That was fine too.
Yeah, there you go. Obviously, it's great.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, depression, I've been dealing with depression a long time. I think loneliness is a major factor, which makes sense because, you know, humans are a social animal. And
not all of
the fact
them.
that I, you know, feel isolated and alone, and the social media can only do so much. So I think that's a major factor. But I try to get out of my house at least sometimes and try to do something to make myself feel a little bit better. And the exercising seems to help a little bit, but
exercise.
I need a wife.
Exercise is a notoriously social activity. So is wifing.
That's what I need in my life.
Exercise is, well, the last thing I need in my life is a wife.
Kurt thinks that if he just gets married, that everything will be better. Like everything is going to be fixed. He doesn't have any idea like that marriage is not this like patch to your social reclusiveness.
He's right. Now, listen, man, I talk a lot of shit about never wanting to get married and all that kind of shit. Like, I still don't see the logic and I don't see myself doing it. But, you know, I could settle down with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see that happening. It's just got to be fucking perfect, you know? Like, that's another thing that putting all this work into myself has done is just made me set my standards way higher than they should be for a relationship. And the thing about that, though, is it's a completely harmless way to live my life. Like, either I'm going to be happy single or I'm going to fucking improve on my life by having my dream woman and partner in life and not settle for anything less than that. So it's a win-win. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, like I joke around about that. And the stuff that I say is it's one of those funny because it's true kind of things about being free and being older and having circumvented the whole concept and the need and the desire to settle down and get married, like I'm genuinely happy as fuck single. But you know, like, if the right girl's out there, you know, and things naturally progress into that direction, cool. You know what I mean? But the concept of marriage and the reason why so many people do it, yes, is absolutely fucking absurd to me. And that's never going to change. It's just never going to change. It's really crazy to me, the reason why most people fucking get married.
That's not going to help.
But the exercise is easily the most productive thing that I engaged in to help manage my anxiety and depression.
You look good.
Sure. Well, not right now. I mean, I've been so lazy.
You look a lot better than me do. I like weigh 320 pounds, man. I'm fat.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That was brutal.
That was insensitive on my part. Like, my mind was elsewhere. Honestly. So, like, when he said that, because it has been on my mind, because I'm laying around with a busted knee that's getting better, but it's sure taking its sweet fucking time. And I'm door dashing because I don't trust myself to fucking have heat shit cooking in a kitchen if I can't move fast. And so I'm just fucking eating garbage food all the fucking time. And, you know, and once in a while I'll drink a bottle of wine, you know, just because I'm so fucking bored. And so it's like, fuck. So I'm getting this belly that I was working so hard to get rid of just before this injury, you know, and it makes you feel like shit a little bit, you know. So that's my mind was there, and I just fucking blurted it out, not thinking that I was talking to a guy who was over 300 pounds. You know what I mean? So it was a little insensitive in that regard. You know what I mean?
You look a lot better than me do. I'm 320 pounds. You're 331 just the other day. I don't believe you. But maybe you made it to 320. I'm proud of you. God damn. He can't fathom being that big.
No. I busted my knee a while back.
I can't.
So I haven't been able to exercise the way that I like to. But so it's kind of a bummer.
Just do all that upper body stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do upper body stuff. You know, it doesn't matter that you have that you have an injury.
Yeah, I should just you know,
Like everything
that
your barbell presses and your overhead.
everything this guy tells me is like the wrong thing to tell me, you know?
Head presses and your barbell curls and all that stuff, and call it, and little rope exercises. That's good.
Yeah, definitely.
I love Kurt giving fitness advice to the guy who's obviously fit. Tiffany Zabranik says, "Be the person you want to marry." That's an
Oh my
interesting
god.
take. That's what Macron's wife did.
Definitely, I'm just making excuses. I should just order some weights. And,
I mean, I
you know,
should.
instead of feeling sorry for myself, just order some weights.
And right.
You want to use set of 50-pound adjustable dumbbells from
That's what I've been
Flex.
doing.
I've got them sitting in a closet I never use.
I've been fucking feeling sorry for myself. I'm, you know, and I got to snap out of it. So you said
That's amazing.
What just
He
happened?
just goes,
Flex. I've got them sitting in a closet I never use.
So you said
that's amazing.
Nick's reaction is just
He just goes.
I don't know what to do with anything Kurt said.
That was unreal.
I just don't know what to do with anything Kurt says is all this is. That's the summary of this experience. I don't know what to do with anything Kurt is saying.
Like that move right there. Like, nope. Don't want those at all. Was just kind of saying, yeah, I need to get back to the gym because I don't need to get back to the gym right now. Like, I know I need to, but my life is actually full of all this other stuff. Pick up a cue.
Said you're exercising to manage your depression a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
Like you can see, I'm trying
How
to
long
like.
have you, are you consistent with
I'm
your
trying to really spark a conversation. I picked up on something that we have in common, and what I'm trying to do here is use that as a template to build off of for a conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to do. Like your exercise?
Not as much as I should be. I have I have a pattern where like I'll do it pretty solid.
We can't tell. No one can tell that you're not as consistent as you should be with your exercise. It's definitely not obvious, at least.
Solid for some period of time, somewhere between like 1 and 6 months to the outset.
Jesus, Nick.
And then for whatever reason, I stopped doing it. And then I stopped doing it for like 6 months. So I have a hard time maintaining any gains because, you know,
Because you need someone to have you to hold you accountable and to like yell at you to do it. Like that. This is one of the hardest things for people to do is develop the.
That's not true, actually. I like to exercise alone. If I were to end up with somebody, I would prefer that she has a similar way of relaxing, because make no mistake, I work out to relax. Like sometimes I'm listening to fucking Pantera, you know what I'm saying? Or old Metallica, or High on Fire, right? Or Torch. Sometimes I'm listening to this shit, but a lot of other times I'm listening to fucking Barbara Streisand and Barry Gibb. I'm listening to Sheena Easton, Blue Bayou. A lot of other times I'm listening to old ass French contemporary shit. Stuff I don't even understand what they're saying. It just relaxes me. And I'm able to do more. I don't even count my reps. I count my sets, but I don't even count my reps. What I do when I exercise is it relaxes me. And then the walk home from the gym is incredibly pleasant. Whether it be in the daytime or at night, it's always pleasant. Because I live in a very quaint little town and I like the environment. And the feeling that I have after really pushing myself in the gym and walking through that environment for 30 some odd minutes is incredibly therapeutic and part of my process. And so, you know, I don't like, if I would prefer to meet someone who lives this lifestyle for whatever reasons, but lives this lifestyle and understands the feeling of it, you know, and understands the importance of it. I would prefer that, to just have that in common. But I don't want a workout partner. Get me? I don't want that. I don't want the personal dynamic that I already have to I don't want that to be fucked with. I don't want that to be tampered with. I have a way that I do things and I like that way, and that's the thing. That's it. You know? But so it's the opposite for me from what Nick is saying here. Nick is like, you need someone to push you. He's right. You have to have the self-discipline. You have to you got to fucking do it. But the reason why I do it so much is because I need how I feel from it. I need that. I need how working out makes me feel. It is essential.
Of the habit of exercise. It's really, really a difficult habit because everything about exercise is uncomfortable. It makes you sweaty. It makes you gross. It takes your time. It takes your energy.
I mean,
it makes the rest of the day harder. I know
he's making a lot of sense, but that's not accurate in my case.
it produces tons of good benefits. You get an endorphin release, but until you get that endorphin release, you know it's coming. You know you have to go in there, and you know you have to do a bunch of shit you don't want to do, and you know it's going to be hard. It's a really fucking hard habit to form. Yeah, we get it. We get it. It's not actually your problem. Like,
It's
you have
a hard habit to form in the sense that one of the hardest things about it is getting up and going. That's probably the hardest thing about it. So what I did is I deliberately, after I had this epiphany and I decided I wanted to live, I got a second chance and I got a job, deliberately got a job at a gym, taking whatever pay they would give me, starting absolutely from the bottom, beginning my life again from the bottom. This close from homelessness, this close, like 1 foot barely in the door I was in. And I deliberately got a job at a gym so that I had to go to the gym, so that I had to hold myself accountable, so that I had to go, you know what, dude, if you don't take advantage of the fact that you can work out here where you work, you're an asshole. I needed to put myself in that position to hold myself accountable. And so that's what I did. And so, yeah, it takes a lot. Like, part of what Nick is talking about, it took making these efforts and changes in the way that I deal with my emotions and look at the world. It was vital. So yeah, and I made very, very little money. And then while I was doing that, I started my YouTube channel and was streaming from my bedroom. And, you know, like, then I moved on, graduated to a couch. And then, you know, so yeah, man. I mean, you have to make these conscious decisions, but you have to look at things in a different way. You have to, like, for me, I'm less likely to I don't know if that's the right way to put it. Yeah, scratch that. But the whole thing is, with working out, I knew that I needed to start exercising. Something just in my soul was like, that's what I have to do. I have to start trading bad habits for good habits. And the first thing that came to my mind was exercise. I want to get into the best shape of my life, is what I wanted to do. I was like, I want to be able to do this in my 40s. I want to be able to prove to myself that I can. And I worked out like crazy, earned the respect of everybody at the gym because I spent most of my free time there. And it was a hell of a gym. You know, we had access to all the amenities, and it was like one of those amazing gyms. It's like fucking 2 stories. So I just
you know, took advantage of it as best as I could and spent my time there and live streaming. And it was incredibly therapeutic because now I don't even have to try. Like, I feel like I'm now, like, I still make conscious efforts, you know, because you slip, you know what I mean? But like, I now it's just so easy to just be grateful. Now it's just so easy to be happy. It's not a struggle to be happy now. That's what's wild. Like, it's not a struggle to be happy right now. It's never not been a struggle for me to be happy. It's never not been a struggle. And now it's not a struggle for me to be happy at the moment. It's amazing.
You have a whole bunch of other ones. The thing is, you don't realize that you have them. The glarer casually dismissing that, he's like saying, I need to work out or whatever. He's acknowledging that he's got a bunch of other shit. And Kurt could ask him about it. It's like, well, why aren't you exercising? What are you doing? Like, what's going on instead? What's keeping you from going to the gym? Like maybe he had some social interaction that went wrong. Maybe his gym became uncomfortable for some reason. Like, there's any number of things. It's
Right.
all interesting, and he doesn't know how to ask.
It's like 3 months on, and then I don't do it for 3 months, and like, so
we don't
this has
care
been a
about
pattern.
you.
So recently I've been in it, you know, just for like maybe a month or something. So far so good, but it's like, how do you prevent that pattern from stopping is a whole challenge.
Yeah.
You
mentioned something about
just
needing a
go.
wife. That sounds absurd to me.
Women are soft and they're curvy.
Yeah, but you don't have to marry them. You know what I mean?
Alicia S, thank you so much. Recently new sub here. I see why you adore Cherry. Love seeing her comments in the chats. You may both pee a little laughing. Right on. Thank you, Alicia. Appreciate it.
They're soft and they're curvy.
Yeah, but you don't have to marry them. You know what I mean?
Glara's got a point there. Like, he's like, what do you need a wife for? No, I mean, like, lots of people want to get married, and there's tons of fulfillment in marriage. And then other people, like, he has given him this clue. Kurt's like, I want a wife. And Glara's like, I don't. That sounds absurd. That's crazy. He's begging to tell him why you shouldn't want a wife. You don't have to agree or disagree. It doesn't matter.
Right.
This is your subject of the interview. Like, ask him why.
I deliberately steered the conversation to that because I thought that it would spark a friendly debate on the subject of women and maybe possibly inspire him to have a little more self-worth and enjoy his own company a little bit better. That's what I was aiming to do at this point. This was what I was consciously thinking about at this moment. I was consciously thinking that, okay, well, let's talk about this whole wife thing. Why do you really feel like you need a fucking wife? You know? And I wanted to make some really strong points on it, and maybe he'd go, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll start going to the gym and start going to the gym for me, not to try to attract a wife. You know what I mean? Or something, you know, like I said, I like the guy. I was trying to fucking, you know.
Why he finds a wife absurd. I'm guessing he had a bad divorce, like a bunch of guys. Like, what?
No.
Find out.
No.
He's gonna tell you. He's been through it, man. He will tell
I mean,
you.
I've been through it, but
That's
not a
what
divorce.
he's saying to you. He's begging to tell this story.
And no, I would never tell that story, but I would say, yeah, I've been through it, but not a divorce. I dodged that little technicality.
Who says you got to marry him? That's crazy.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
but I like soft and curvy myself. I like the ladies. I just
not a thing. Not a goddamn
I like
thing.
Also doing whatever the fuck I want. I like that. That's fun.
This is me. The glarer forces the answer without the question. right? He so wants to tell Kurt about this. This is another thing. This subject matters to him. His friend's murder directs the course of his life, his career. Whatever happened that makes him not want to get married, that makes him go, no, that's that not just I don't want to, it's absurd to me to want to be married. Like that perspective doesn't make sense to the glarer at all. Kurt doesn't ask a question about it. So these two things, again, these are the things that he's bringing up unsolicited because Kurt just doesn't ask good questions. And he's begging to tell him about them. Like, these are the most important things in this man's life.
Always inconvenient. So, yeah.
Very good.
I mean, Nick's
So I
not
understand
wrong.
Also that,
He's not
when
wrong
you
at
go
all.
Out and about you are getting recognized.
Only in Boston.
Only in Boston.
Yeah. No, that doesn't happen where.
Were you on a magazine cover at one point?
Just recently. Apparently, I was on the cover.
Now, I regret answering it this way because me answering this way is me assuming that he knew that I superimposed my face on Alan Jackson's face and we were going to have some banter about it. That's why I answered it this way. But it turns out that he honestly thought that I was on the cover of Vanity Fair for some fucking reason. Why would I be on the cover of Vanity Fair? I did not just defend. Excuse me. I did not just defend and get an acquittal for an innocent woman who's been dragged through the mud for 3.5 years. I did not do that. Alan Jackson did that. A lawyer. You know what I mean? Like, so I figured he knew about this, and this is why he brought it up, that I superimposed my face as a joke on Alan Jackson's. But there's some people who think that that's Alan Jackson and not my face. And that is really funny because it's on Instagram. If you go look at my Instagram, this is, thank you for all the bless yous. If you look at all of if you look at that post, like there's thousands of likes on it because there's a bunch of people who think that that's actually Alan Jackson's face. Some people are even like, his face looks weird. It looks different. It's really funny. But Kurt is the one person who thinks that I, the glarer, was on the cover of Vanity Fair. Nobody else thinks that I was on the cover of Vanity Fair for any reason whatsoever, because there is no reason whatsoever why I would be on the cover of Vanity Fair. I'm a fucking YouTuber and I don't even have 50,000 subs. You know what I mean? Now, I'm grateful for all the subs I do have. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying 47K ain't Vanity Fair material, dude. You know what I'm saying? Not cover Vanity Fair material at all. Not unless I murder somebody. Which I don't think they put me on the cover for that. So it was just weird. Like I did not I assumed that he understood this. And then it just made my answer really awkward. You know? Of Vanity Fair.
That's pretty good get.
Yeah.
You don't have that framed on your wall, man? If you're on the cover, I frame that shit.
People act like it's actually Alan Jackson, but if you look closely, it's my face. So
I'm trying to send the hints.
I put a sign. I put that on my back wall. Maybe a sign. This is me. You know, pointing to it.
I'm trying to catch him up to that. Man,
we know.
No, I just I've been lately. I got to do one of you actually, but lately I've been paying a little bit of tribute to some of my favorite people on YouTube, and refacing my face
So,
onto their face.
so now I had to explain it, like I thought he already knew, and that's why he brought it up.
Putting it on Twitter, it's just for fun because I love my YouTube community very much. So
I took his face off.
Yeah. So I'll be doing an uncivil law one very soon.
That's disturbing. I don't see any good coming from that for either one of us, to be honest.
It doesn't matter. I I don't care about good things coming from the things I do so much.
Spooky. We're
fascinating leading again. You don't care about good things coming from the things you do?
That's one of those things where I just worded something very poorly.
Well, what is the goal of the things you do? Like, what is it? What do you value?
I mean, I didn't mean that generally. Like, when I'm doing stupid shit like that, I don't expect good things or bad things to come from it. I just do things that I think are funny. And if you think it's funny too, cool. You know what I mean? So that's what I meant by that. You know what I mean? Like, I tweeted that answer to that question with, oh, you're legal now. Take off those pants. Like, I did that for the sake of provoking thought, negative or positive. I didn't care. And turns out I got a fun little balance of both. And so I got exactly what I wanted out of that. But it wasn't like I was looking for, that's what I meant. I wasn't specifically looking for a good thing to come out of that. I just wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to see how many people would get it and who wouldn't, and who it would piss off. And would there be more people who were pissed off about it than laughing about it? So that's what I mean by I don't really expect good things to come from the things I do. Like, I didn't mean that so generally. I meant it when it comes to refacing my face on Alan Jackson, and posting it on Vanity Fair. Like, I'm hoping to get a laugh out of it. And if you don't, whatever. It was meant in good fun. I know where my heart was when I did it. You know what I mean? Like, give a fuck how it makes anybody feel.
Why don't you like good things? Is it the definition of good that gives you problems? Is it other people's perception of good? Do you because your name is full of positivity. So what are you trying to get? I have a feeling that he would tell us a story about the principles that he would espouse through his actions. And what it is it's just not commonly accepted as good, but it's his moral code or ethical code or whatever it is. Like, he's just giving him just bait, take the bait. Kurt can only masturbate.
We're not trying to make the world a better place. Noted. Okay. Right. So how do you balance your channel with whatever it is you do for a living? What do you do for a living?
The channel.
That's it? Yeah, I'm on full-time channel too.
Yeah.
Is it bringing enough income? It pays my bills. I got that going for me.
I mean, he is getting deep,
and luckily,
but he's right. He's not wrong about anything that he's saying so far.
Really low.
I mean, sometimes he's guessing about things and like a detail or whatever, but that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, they're still good, educated guesses.
I'm not a very materialistic guy, so I don't need a lot of stuff. Mostly, most of the income that I made from covering the Karen Reed case went towards going to Boston and supporting my supporters in person.
We're almost done. I just remembered how this goes, and like what's about to happen is just miraculous in a completely different way.
And
I love how fun Nick is fascinated by this. It's really funny.
So,
yeah,
I bought a new watch.
No, I do buy some things sometimes to try and make me happy. It never seems to do it, but at least this one is speaking my language, so I got that going for me. And I will.
He's literally talking to a guy. He's talking to a guy who just told him, I'm not very materialistic, and I try to keep my costs down. Not really into these material things. It's like, I bought a watch. And yeah, I sometimes buy things to help with my depression, but it never seems to work. Yeah, the guy who's not materialistic, whose name is a bunch of positive attributes
Figured that out.
about self-worth, is he knows that buying shit doesn't bring you joy. He figured it out. How
Watch all the time. I've been wearing a watch 24/7 basically since I've been in 5th grade. I don't take it off to sleep or shower or anything. I'm hardcore.
Hardcore watch wearer, guys. He's hardcore. He doesn't take it off to sleep or shower, which means all, like, you see how that watch is death gripped around his forearm, which means that, like, that's just crusted inside with dead skin, sweat, and sadness. Holy fuck. This is insane. This is insane.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just
cool.
buy a new one. You know, you're a lawyer.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't know what to
took on a
do
case and I recently
anymore, man.
Earned $1,600. I'm like, well, that paid for the watch.
I didn't know
so
what
got
to
that
do
going for
anymore.
me.
There you
Right
go.
on, man.
Yeah, right on.
So what type of attorney are you? What do you specialize in?
I do civil law. I prefer
I do civil law. It's his first case ever. Like, I do civil law.
appeals, but right now I'm working on a case from the ground up relating to suing some police and other people relating to property the police took during a search warrant, but then didn't give back when the case was over.
Yeah, that's not okay.
They transferred
Finally,
it to the
I
possession,
feel
well, at
like
least
we
some of
can
it.
talk about
I don't know
something
for
here,
sure, but
you
they transferred
know?
some of it, if not all of it, to the guy who claimed to own it, who has now had sold or otherwise disposed of some, if not all of it. And there was never any hearing or adjudication about who was the lawful owner. So I'm like, well, it was my client's possession. You guys were supposed to secure it. And then when the case is over, you give him the property back. And then
Okay, we're 15 minutes in. I'm not playing another second of this interview. Be gone until a different day. But this is what I'm talking about. Sorry, I said 3 minutes, and then we did I said 90 seconds. Then we did 3 minutes after that, and then I couldn't stop. I can't. It makes me so fucking mad.
Like, I feel like you genuinely got mad about it.
Okay.
Like, that's the thing is I have the luxury. I have the luxury.
I have to go to bed.
I have the luxury of not even really knowing Kurt. You know what I mean? Like, this is not, at no point was I offended by any of this. You know, like I'm still not, but it's funny. It's funny. There's no denying that, you know. So, but yeah, man. I'm gonna wrap this up, man, and I'm gonna go probably stop into the chat in Ricada Law and see how that's going. But I'm gonna be going to bed soon. Yo, I just watched this really shitty fucking movie, dude, called Until Dawn. It's on Netflix. Pile of shit. Had some cool, like, gore, you know? It had some cool gore. I'll give it that. But the story was just fucking stupid. Story was awful. But anyways, man, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. It's been a late one. So but yeah. I had a really good time. It was really cool of Nick to stop by and super chat and invite me to his show. So I don't know when that's gonna happen. I still have to check the DM that he sent me, but I look forward to that. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can go live tomorrow. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm I'm thinking I'm gonna go over one of the first hearings with fake victim and go over that. You know, do my best to give people a little bit of Turtle Boy while he's on vacation. You know what I mean? And continue to discuss the case. Start from the bottom up, like we talked about. So maybe we'll mess around with that. But we probably won't do anything in any order or anything. You know, if I find something I want to talk about, I'll go over it. We'll talk about it. Anyways, guys, you guys are absolutely fantastic. Please hit the like on your way out if you haven't already. It means the world to me. It also means the world to me, to all you new subscribers. Thank you, guys. I hope you're enjoying the channel moving forward. If you're not subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe and make sure to hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live. And please, 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 please believe me when I say thank you for all the support. It means so much to me. You guys are incredible. I love you guys so, so, so very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friend.